Okay.
Might switch off from my plug on.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is we are Sunday morning rather. The season schedule dropped this past Wednesday. We are going to get into some NFL talk. As far as the schedule release is concerned, and yeah, we are a few months. I tell you what, man, we are almost halfway to May. It's gonna be June, July, and August is preseason. So we are less than maybe 3 months from some football action. But we'll get to that when
Stay tuned.
yeah, we come right back.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
So,
Alrighty.
man, listen, as it gets hotter, I just want people to remember to stay cool. And if you do stay cool, yes, remember to add a little flavor to your ice cubes this summer.
Well, I don't know if you can but that will probably dehydrate you.
So,
Damn. Add some flavor to it.
Yeah.
Hey, what you
I call it the carnivore water.
hey, Shake, if tomatoes is considered a fruit, then why doesn't ketchup be considered a smoothie?
That's true.
I'm gonna put a
Uh,
smoothie on my hot dog. I guess the naming and what you call it would be bad. It's
Listen,
like
I'd
I'll
rather
have
stay
some
in.
smoothie and put it on my hot dog and my hamburger.
Yeah, I'd rather stay in Florida than in Canada. Michael K. Isn't Buffalo in Canada? We're not complaining
Yeah.
about the heat. We're not complaining about the heat at all. We're just staying to stay cool. That's all. So, oh man,
Listen, I love the heat. I never whine about the heat. I
I
just
tell you
start
what, I would not stay in New
taking
York.
off layers. I
I
would
would
just
not
take off
stay in New
layers of
York for
clothing.
sure. Huh?
I said the way I deal with the heat, I go to the Nelly song. Just take off all your clothes.
Yeah.
I just
Yep.
start
I
taking
mean,
off all my clothes.
uh, uh, I'm sure Michael K is happy, thankful for the visual. So anyway, by the way, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment of silence for Todd Labruto, who passed away on May 9th. I just found this out today on his Facebook page. So R.I.P. Todd Labruto.
Yeah, rest in peace, man.
Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, before today, I was listening to the episode he did when he was on the Blender season 1.
Oh, he did do season 1?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was in season 1 of In the Blender. He was a
Oh,
frequent guest of he was a frequent guest on
clock blockers.
Clock Blockers. He made appearances on Bleezy's show, Miami Dolphins content. Obviously here. When I was on Larry K as well, he's been on there.
And Larry L, of course. He was on the
And of course,
Saturday
Larry.
night.
Yeah, oh yeah, Larry L. Definitely Larry L. He was like one of the first. It was me and him were like one of the first few panelists. I remember when Larry L started.
Yeah.
The first few regulars was me, Todd, and this guy named Dolphin 82.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started coming at that a little bit a couple months later.
Yeah.
The Saturday panels. He did some afternoon ones too.
Yeah, that's corny, Michael K. But whatever. If you think that's funny, it is what it is. Anyhow. Let's continue with the show, man. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's going on, Liz?
I should expect that from him, though. Anyway, one of the things that I saw Mike Florio, one of the things I seen in the Mike Florio, and he talked about revenge games. The schedule is revenge games, and there was quite a list. Revenge games, like for instance, when they talked about the schedule release.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, I think there's one where they said the Super Bowl. There's going to be like a Super Bowl rematch. I think Eagles are playing. No, the Lions are playing the Lions are playing
Chiefs.
No, not Chiefs. The
Super Bowl rematch.
Yeah, well, he could have been. he could have been he could have been they could have been in there, you know what I'm saying? They could have been to
Right.
the this is we should have been playing you guys, you know. Also
Hmm.
if do you think
Ravens, Lions, I picked the year 2 years ago.
that would
The
have been a
Niners
good
got it and the Chiefs. Ravens and Niners, man.
yeah.
I try to warn everybody that the Ravens had the number. Well, actually, pretty much a lot of teams in the NFC. He's lost only 2 games in his whole career against that conference.
So the Steelers and the Jets, that could be an ultimate revenge game. Steelers are going to New York, and you know who? If Aaron Rodgers becomes a Steelers quarterback, that will be definitely all eyes. You know
Tough.
what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the pricing of the tickets of the Indy. I'll let you know what, not tickets, but as you said, you was able to get it. The hotels and the thing. Now, you said when you go to Carolina or Atlanta, you said your
Mm-hmm.
wife's coming to you to go to with the park.
No,
Your wife's gonna come
I don't think. There's a good chance she might not be able to, unfortunately.
to go to which game?
Either one.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Carolina and Atlanta. Okay, but she's
Mm-hmm.
gonna go to the fan weekend.
No, she. I think. We might be going to the Saints game together.
Okay,
I'm still working on that one.
the Saints. Okay,
Yeah.
that's after the bye week. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I think they know when they was looking at like the hotels near the stadium or around it. They know everybody's buying it, and it's like it was cheap. And then next thing you know, extra $100 on the damn ticket. I was like, yeah, a lot of fans ratcheting up the price. Of
You know,
course,
it's
with
funny.
all other market forces.
Uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
I like this fact. I mean, yeah, that's true. No Super Bowl trophies Buffalo ever in history. Never. Nope.
Yeah,
That is correct, my bum. Um.
even to the point where they're tearing down Skidmark Stadium and building a new Skidmark Stadium in its
Mhm.
place.
Yeah.
What they're gonna do, like in memory of the old stadium, they'll just put some crusty underwear
Uh huh.
outside
So
and like a plaque in honor
yeah,
of the old one.
so let me ask you. Let me ask you this question. What do you think of this proposal? Like, how would you think? How would you feel if they did every Thursday night game, division rival games? Even
So 17. So we got to even in them. Well, hold on. It's 32 teams, right? So you can
mhm.
do one each weekend. You're saying, right?
one
Well,
Thursday night. That way, that kind of will kind of ensure at least two things. Number one, the least amount of travels for the most part because they're within with one another, and two, a good game because obviously division they're gonna play each other well. You know what I mean?
mhm.
For the most part, and not always. There's blowouts here and there, but
Yeah. Remember one year where it was blowouts every single weekend almost. Thursday
yeah,
night game, you couldn't get
yeah.
every game was double digit victory for one team.
Mm-hmm.
It was, yeah, one year it was just bad matchups. It's like you couldn't get a close game on all season.
Yeah.
It was bad. But see, the thing is, I like that idea though, Shake. That at least you know everybody is guaranteed one primetime game with that scenario.
Yeah.
You got a minimum one primetime game for every team, no matter how good or how bad you are.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be playing your division opponent, one of your
And like I
division
said, the
opponents.
travel won't be as far either.
Right? No, you don't. Right? Because not unless you're the Chiefs and playing. What's the furthest? Miami Buffalo is the furthest interdivisional game, right? For two
And
teams are
then
apart.
actually, I think Cowboys and Giants, Cowboys and Giants are just as far too.
Well, Texas is southwest. A little bit. See, Buffalo is further, like almost as far north as New York City or Jersey, where they
So,
play.
I would guess Buffalo and New York will be further. Yeah, than. But either way, that's
But you
still
got to go all the way
either
far
way.
south in Miami.
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah,
What about Texas and Eagles? Philly is yeah. Philly is kind of more south, right?
yeah, it's further south. Yeah, it's a little
But
south.
it's more
South
east
of that.
though. I would say.
Yeah, no, actually, it is. Philly is southwest of New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's only like an hour or so away.
Okay.
Little hour and a half.
Yeah. So yeah,
See,
I would say Buffalo, Miami will be the furthest from any in their division, right? I would say that. Yeah.
yeah, within the end of the division.
Yeah, because the other three teams in the NFC will be
In the NFC, you're looking at Seattle and San Fran. That's not really far as Buffalo and Miami. Even Seattle and Indy. I mean, in Seattle and the Cardinals, right?
yeah, because Jacksonville, Indy, um,
That's not really. That's like an hour flight, hour and a half
that's
flight.
2 hour flight.
Because you got
It's a 2 hour flight from Jackson to Indy.
Yeah,
Tampa to
Indy is
Indy is
central.
2 hours.
Is in the middle. Yeah, Indy. I remember Indiana and the coast play in the middle of the state. Indianapolis,
Mhm.
like dead smack in the middle of Indiana,
Yeah, so
and then Jacksonville is in the furthest northern parts of the state of Florida. So it's not really,
then you got
flight
Tennessee,
wise.
then you got Tennessee, and then you got North Carolina.
Houston.
No, Houston. Yeah, Houston and Tennessee.
Yeah, I think Houston to Indy may be the furthest within their division matchups. So it's not, not as much. You cross in one time zone.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Kansas City and the LA Chargers. It's far, they're in the same division, but it could be as close as Miami, Buffalo. But since Buffalo is so far north and Miami so far south in the furthest southeastern tip of the U.S.,
Hey, what's up, Ali? I see you in the back.
What's up, Bob?
Anyway.
There we go. We got the House of Horrors. There you go.
Oh, man, I got the real boogeyman. Just all
I got my Nightmare on Elm Street shirt.
See, now we got the trifecta, bro.
Now we got the trifecta. There we go.
When it comes to horror films.
Yeah, there we go.
Actually, Nightmare on Elm Street has always been my favorite out of all the horror movies.
I love all three, but I'm not gonna lie. The original Halloween series, to me, the first two specifically, were the best horror films for me. But I do love Jason Voorhees as well as Freddy Krueger.
Part 4 was pretty good.
Jason's my favorite. But the most iconic fatality death scene was actually his scene in Jason X with the liquid nitrogen. That scene, probably the most fatal scene, iconic fatality scene of all horror movies.
Oh man! And actually,
I'll never forget the end of that movie where he's on this digital island and there's all these 3D animated girls on the camp beach or whatever, and he's trying to kill them and they won't die. He doesn't get what's going on.
Actually, I think the horrible death because at least he didn't feel she didn't. That was gruesome, but I think the most horrible death was the girl that he got in a sleeping bag and
Yeah. Well, yeah, beat her on a tree, or
yeah,
hung her up over the fire, beat her in
yeah,
a tree. Yeah,
just
yeah, that was cruel.
Look,
I'm like,
for
God
me,
damn, it's
for
like
me, the
boom,
most
just
gruesome, the most gruesome death for me. Ooh, there's been so many of them in both movies. To be honest, like the one where she's in the bed, or it's he. It's I can't remember if it's the she or he, but I want to say it's like in the first or second movie, and there he comes through the bed, slicing and dicing him, and all you do see is like blood splatter all over the ceiling. It was a Freddy Krueger
Right.
movie. That was one of the gruesome
Oh
deaths.
yeah,
But,
that one. This guy going all over. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. I remember that one.
There's that one.
That was I think that was part 4.
Yeah,
Favorite, Nightmare.
my favorite death scene in the Halloween horror series was part 2 when they're in the hospital, and he's just what do they call it? He, instead of stabbing the girl, he drowns her in boiling water, and as he picks her up each time out of the water, her face is like melting and more melting. That was really creepy to me. I watched the movie when I was a little kid, so imagine how freaked out I was. And then my favorite Jason Voorhees scene, I will say, is crap. Oh, jeez.
So many of them.
There's
get
so
creamed up
many,
in each one.
Yeah. I would probably say, shit. There's so many good ones. I don't know even which one to pick.
I'll say this one, Ali. Outside of the liquid nitrogen one, I would say the one when he was in Manhattan, we punched the head off the guy in the street.
Yeah,
His
that one was
uppercut
really
freaking
good
decapitated him.
That
I'm like,
one was
God damn, he's that strong.
really
You can take his head clean off his shoulders with a punch, with an uppercut.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn.
Yeah,
that was
so
ridiculous.
many good ones. That's definitely a good one. I agree. I think that's one of my favorites.
One of the craziest way to die is when the lady turned into a cockroach and he crushed him in a hotel. Remember her arm fell off.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Her arm. Yeah, she literally turned into a cockroach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another
check this one out. The one he was in the bed, he flipped it, and the bed was in half, and folded in half. He stabbed her with the needles, and then the next thing you know, he pulled the thing, and the bed got cut in half, and her back was broken in the other direction. Started bending over, it's like her back was broken in the backwards direction. With the bed.
Yeah, and another good scene, Crypto, in this death scene. It was not a kill that Michael Myers made. It was how Michael Myers was killed finally, according to this new storyline that they created, the last 3 movies that they did, with Halloween and Halloween Kills. Yeah,
the guy with psychic powers.
I don't know if he had like psychic powers or anything, but essentially the very last movie that they just made, I want to say it was like 2021 or whatever, right? They had what's her face, the chick from the original. I can't think of the actress's name off the top of my head right this moment. But she basically goads him into a fight in her kitchen and sets him up. And she takes the knife and stabs his hand right through the hand into the countertop somehow, right? And then she stabs the other hand, so he's stuck there with both of his hands stabbed to the island, basically in the middle of her kitchen, right? And she's about to start dicing him up and everything. And I was just thinking about that. If I'm human, because at this point they kind of went down this path making Michael Myers more human than he was super powerful, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was just thinking about that, having your hand stabbed in that fashion and held down, and you trying to move your hand at the same time hurts so freaking bad, bro. So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so painful. So Yeah,
That he pulling
that
the
was one
knife
of
back
my
out. You
favorite
trying to
scenes.
slide it.
By the way,
It's cutting you
Yeah,
more.
good.
I don't
Go
care what
ahead.
nobody says. I enjoyed the Rob Zombies
Halloween. A lot
yeah.
of people do. I wasn't the biggest fan. If something Rob Zombie did that I was a fan of, though, House of a Thousand Corpse. I like that one, and I want to say there's one other one that's related to that he did, but I liked it mostly because it's more based on a true story. Not a lot of people know that about that movie.
Yeah, one of the reasons I liked Rob Zombie's Halloween is because he actually gave the backstory on why.
Why he was psychotic. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I kind of liked the original series because there was a mystery. You never knew really why.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, that's I guess
I get you.
everybody has their preferences.
And thank you, Carla. It is Jamie Lee Curtis. I can never remember her name. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, she was in True Lies. That was
Yep.
a good movie.
Yeah.
She was in a thong.
Yeah. Right.
I'll never forget that part.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, you're right.
by the way, if Aaron Rodgers back to this segment, if Aaron Rodgers plays again with plays with the Steelers, not only will he be playing the Jets week 1, but he's also playing Green Bay Packers as well. But I think, do you think that that grudge,
The Jets
is a grudge or with the Packers, or you think that's kind of died down?
I think it may have died down a little bit. Because this is his first matchup against them, right? You said if he plays the Steelers?
Yeah. Because we played when we played Green Bay instead of him. That would have been a good game last year, but unfortunately, they didn't finish in the same spot.
Yeah, the Steelers. Well, the Steelers were in second place, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what in second? Okay.
So now they're playing. They're playing the Packers.
That's weird. I wonder if the Packers playing Indy, because Packers in that division had like a lot of teams winning 11 or 12 games. That was this year. That was the best division in football, because you got Detroit and Minnesota both won 14 or more games, and then the Packers won 11, I think, or 12, and then the Bears won like 6 or 7 or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys think it's smart for the Steelers to even consider Aaron Rodgers? Think about it this way. They're kind of in a rebuild mode in a sense when it comes to their quarterback position, and they look like they're rebuilding their offense, right? But have they really rebuilt their offense to really compete this year? When you look at it, if they just stay pat, more than likely they'll be in the running to go after a guy like Drew Aller or some of these other quarterbacks in the next draft? What do you think?
Well, they beefed up their whole line. The defense is going to be stout. So I mean, that's one of those teams that, regardless, even without a quarterback, a halfway decent quarterback, you're getting 8 wins. So you know what I mean?
I see what you mean. I just think the smarter move is
I think they need to groom a quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers, right? If you still compete, you still compete, because we all know that Pittsburgh can still compete without a quarterback. They've been doing it for a while now. And then in addition, I just think that why win that one extra game with Aaron when you could possibly, end up with Drew Aller? You know what I mean? He's your hometown hero anyway for Pennsylvania. Everybody loves that kid. He's right up the road. So
think about it this way. They might think the Aaron Rodgers may have the ability to do what he did in Green Bay by having Jordan Love sit behind him, and Jordan Love came out and played very well and took over the reins. They're thinking maybe that the guy they drafted from Ohio State is going to could do the same thing sitting on the Rodgers for a year or two. Maybe they're thinking that way. When Aaron Rodgers finally retire, the rookie quarterback could just take over, and boom, that's they making perennial playoff runs with the guy that came in, kind of like when Jordan Love took over for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
I hear what you're
That's
saying.
probably what they're thinking.
I hear what you're saying, but here's the issue that I have.
Because they already got a team that's already built. They got receivers. They got young receivers.
Well,
they got DK Metcalf already.
Let's be clear. They have a receiver, and two, they just finally got a rookie running back because they traded they let one of their running backs go. Actually, maybe both of them. And then in addition, their quarterback they got, I like Will Howard and everything, right? But I think what you're talking about really works when it's like more than just a season. When you have like maybe 2 or 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. Remember, Jordan Love waited how many? I want to say like 4 seasons, I think, right? 3 or 4?
Almost 3.
Yeah, it was almost 3. Okay. Well, what I'm saying is that I just think that Aaron is only going to be a 1-year rental. I don't see him playing another year after this year. Right? If he plays this year, I don't think he plays another year. That's just me, though.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I don't think Steelers want to get themselves into a long-term, high-costing contract where they end up paying dead money to Aaron for playing.
It's going to be maybe a 2 or 3 year deal when they finally do sign him. So,
yeah, he might do the Tom Brady thing and stay for a couple and then leave.
Well, we'll see.
Remember, Brady was well into his 40s when he left. Finally left.
Yeah, he was 45 years old.
Aaron's barely 40, so that's why I say it could be 2 years at least.
Here's the thing, though. In my opinion, and granted, I don't really know where, and I have to say that this is just my opinion because I really don't know where Aaron Rodgers' head is at. But
he's 41 years old right now.
Based on what I've seen, it just seems to me that Tom Brady is taking the game or took the game much more serious than what Aaron Rodgers has. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers doesn't participate in the offseason program where Tom Brady did. Tom Brady did workouts. Tom Brady worked with the new kids on the block. Tom Brady put the work in because he was the
first season, not the second.
Hitman Hart used to call himself the excellence of execution.
Yeah, he did the first season, not the second though. But yeah,
you see what I'm saying? This is just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Exactly. I mean, that's pretty much all our opinion. That's all we're doing is just giving our opinions, and I think the Pittsburgh is literally, I think, the team that was like maybe a good quarterback away from, and Aaron Rodgers is not going to have that same pull that he has in with New York, where you know what I mean.
It's clearly this Tomlin's show, so yeah, he will have to dial it back a little bit.
Yeah, because they know at the end of the day that it's whatchamacallit. They have his back. Rooney has his back, unlike Woody Johnson.
Yeah, there's no. You're not going to walk in and act in. You're not going to be able to come in and just push over Mike Tomlin. I'm sorry, he's not a pushover. That's not somebody you mess with, to be honest. That's just me, though. Exactly. I don't see it happening.
Well, think about this, man. Yeah. They look at all the players. The accommodations they did for him before he got there. You know what I mean? Nathaniel Hackett. They brought in his offensive coordinator. They brought in
all the players. Yeah.
My Pittsburgh ain't doing none of that.
That's true. They haven't really started. In fact, before they even brought in Aaron, they started doing that. So they, you're right about that.
Yeah.
And you know what? And essentially that cost them their leverage to trying to get Aaron Rodgers because the Packers are saying, hey, this guy is he's pretty much, they're setting up a blueprint to get Aaron Rodgers. He goes, if we want to now we could ask for a little bit of more capital to get rid of him because they see all they're doing for Aaron Rodgers. Everybody saw that shit, you know.
Yeah.
So We'll see, man.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying you're completely wrong on Aaron Rodgers flopping in. It could. Unfortunately, with Aaron Rodgers, it's either it's. I don't see any scenario or in between. I think it's either boom or bust.
Boom or bust.
Mm-hmm. But if you think about it too, listen, last year with the Jets, he had the same statistics as the MVP. Even with the Jets, he still put up numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he had 27 or 29 touchdowns. And
yeah, he had 3,800 3,800 yards, almost 3,900. I'm say 3,900. It's 3 shy, right? 3,900, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
It's actually not a bad ratio. When you think about it, it's almost 3-1. Yeah, slightly under 3-1. Yeah, that's actually bad. Normally he's like 4 or 6-1, or 1 year he was 10-1 on the ratio. Well, yeah, it was when you think about 11 interceptions, you would think he was like throwing all kinds of interceptions back. 11
Well, he
is
had what? I
reasonable.
said he had 3,800. You know what I mean? 800, 3,000, almost 3,900. Okay, look at the NFL MVP, and I'm putting it in quotations. Josh Allen, he 3,700 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So when you're talking about production, there he had maybe 1,000 more yards than the MVP. I think he took care of the ball a little bit more, but less. So
Right.
hey,
Josh
Elwood,
Allen actually had a year
what's
where
up,
he didn't
Elwood?
have where he didn't throw the back-breaking interceptions like he did. That
Hey,
dropped to him.
you
I
think?
think that's part
You
of the
think
reason why he got it.
Carr is out? Aaron to New Orleans Saints. Do you think that's a possibility?
What happened? What about the Saints?
Or listen to check this out, Elwood. I think maybe Aaron Rodgers could use the Saints. Hey, what players have been doing to us, right? Use
Use them as a bargaining chip, so essentially inflate
exactly.
his price. I get you.
Yeah,
right.
I think, and players have been doing that to us all the time anyway. So.
Saints is interesting when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, by the way.
Right.
What's that?
It's an interesting location.
Yeah.
By the way, I forgot who I was talking to. I think that Arch Manning to the Saints is the NFL's wet dream.
Yeah, his grandfather played there.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think Arch Manning leaves to go to college. Leaves to go to pros next year. I think he plays out his 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, both of his brothers did. I mean, his uncles did. Both his uncles did.
Yep.
Right.
But we don't even know what Arch Manning is yet.
Everybody's hyped about that. You know what I mean?
For him, and then somebody said, he hasn't even played yet. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? You're right. We don't know what he is. He could be a bust for all we know. It could be so bad,
Right.
It's all hype right now.
Exactly, because of the name. And I want you to think about this. DJU was a 5-star coming out of high school. So,
we have to also remember, just because you have the name does not mean you're going to be this, top tier quarterback either. Because like I know several names that have come through that haven't panned out. Brady, not Brady Quinn. What's his name? Greasy's son. Remember he used to play for us. What was his name?
Yeah, Brian Greasy. He got
Brian Greasy.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, he ended up panning out. You look at
Emmett
what's
Smith's
his name?
son.
Emmett Smith's son. Yeah. There's also the guy Jim Kelly's. It's either his nephew or grandson. Played for Ole Miss for a hot minute, and it never panned out. You know what I mean? Who else? Who else is out there that we've seen?
Randy Moss's son didn't do well.
No, not at all.
True.
Yeah. And even us, if we're really gonna, you even have to look at what's his name, Dion's son, right? Shador. We don't know yet. He's just got into the league. Let's see what happens. But I'll tell you what, the college tape looks mediocre at best. So I don't know. We'll see. That's what I think of that. It's one of those wait and see type things.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
What do you think of the? Let me see. What do you think of all these imported games? We got more and more. You know of the who was going overseas this year, by chance?
You want to know the international games?
Well, Jacksonville, us, Commanders, of course. I think the Colts. No, not the Colts. Who's in the Jacksonville division? The Texans. Overseas, London. No, Jacksonville play 1 or 2 London games a year. It's like that's London's team now.
Well, I think I have the list of the international games if you want them.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
So we got Friday, September 5th, Kansas City versus the Chargers in Corinthians Arena. That's in Sao Paulo, which I think is in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. Yep. And then you got Sunday, September 28th, Steelers versus Vikings in Dublin. That's the Ireland game, which that game is very interesting because technically both teams, the Steelers, like in Pennsylvania and also near Minnesota and stuff, there is a large Irish population. So that fact being said,
the Patriots would have been a good shoe-in for that. You know what I mean?
Say what? Say that again?
The Patriots would have been a good shoe for the freaking Ireland game.
That's true. But also you look at the Steelers, Roonies. The Roonies are Irish. So, they have that name. Then the Vikings play again. This time they're playing in London versus the Browns. That's October 5th. And then October 12th, Broncos versus the Jets in London. And then to top it off, on October 19th, a week later, Los Angeles Rams will play the Jaguars in London at Wembley Stadium. Wembley Stadium is actually the larger stadium, I believe, versus Tottenham Stadium. And then on Sunday, November 9th, the Falcons will play the Colts in Berlin, Germany. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, the last game, international game, Miami will play Washington in Bernabeu Stadium in Madrid.
So you notice that all the again, because I remember one thing when the NFL are doing week 18, AFC we're getting 9 home games this year. Mm-hmm. NFC next year will get all 9 home games. So if you don't notice that all the teams that are hosting right now are AFC teams. that are hosting.
They're hosting the games overseas. Okay.
Yeah, it's at Chargers, it's at Steelers, it's at Cleveland, it's at Jets, it's at Jaguars, it's at Indy, and it's at Miami. So it's all AFC East, all AFC teams are the hosts.
The home games. What also is interesting is the all of the games start usually at 9:30 a.m. Except for one of them, which threw me off for a second. Then I had to realize what their time zone is. The Kansas City game in Brazil is actually a 8 p.m. Eastern primetime game. So it's not a morning game either.
All right. So
wait
taking
a minute,
our
hold
Homer
on.
hats off. Taking our Homer hats off, right?
Yeah.
Which these international games that you mentioned intrigue you the most? And to be honest with you, I would have to say the Kansas City in Chargers because
100%. That's where I'm at, Shake. 100%. You got Harbaugh versus Andy Reid. You got to see if that division is tightening up. That's a divisional game right there. Divisional rivalry right there, right? So you got to see if they are tightening it up. Is the gap closing on Kansas City in that division? So that will be the big question mark there. Outside of that game,
and Minnesota and Pittsburgh's Brian Flores and Mike Tomlin's defense are squaring off.
Yeah, I would say that game is very intriguing to me, and then obviously ours will be intriguing because by that point we'll have to see where we're at. Are we a playoff contender? Are we what we think we might be? Which is this mediocre 500 team, 8-8 or 8-9, whatever. That will be the question mark at that point. But the top two games in this list has to be Kansas City Chargers and Vikings versus Steelers.
Atlanta, Chargers, Rams, and Jacksonville, the two teams that Ramsey left.
Yeah. Jacksonville.
Yeah, and of course, obviously, I think every year, no matter what, I think Jacksonville is going to play a game.
At least overseas, yeah. That's what I said. It's London's team now. I think the last, decade almost, they've had at least one game over there. So it's kind of like, reminds me, remember how NBC had like a 1,000-year contract with Notre Dame? I think that's the deal with Jacksonville and London. They have this millennial contract where they're going to play every year for the next 1,000 years. That's what they're doing. They have a millennial contract, Shake.
Yeah. One thing I noticed though is I think Buffalo has played one international game. Yeah, I think maybe a couple of international games. I don't think nobody other than London wants to see Buffalo in their stadium. They're like, no, we don't want low class a low class team in our arena.
Yeah, they're low class. They're like what do you call them? They're the bad grease at the bottom of the skillet.
Buffalo is the spam of the meat group. I would say the NFL. They're like
they're the spam. Yeah. Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah.
Yeah, Pam. I haven't seen Pam in a while.
Me too. I might be going to Papa Paul's watch party. If it's a morning game, I don't mind going to Tampa. I'll drive because he's 2 hours from me. Drive 2 hours and then be back home by so, you know what I mean. So yeah, I might go visit him.
Papa Paul, he still has the truck. The
Yeah,
Miami
he still has
Dolphins
a truck.
painted
Yeah,
truck.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're painted
You see it. You
and
see it at the
Dolphins colors.
tailgate.
Yeah, that is nice. I like that. I thought about getting kind of skins on my vehicle like that, but yeah, some of those skins that they put on those vehicles, it comes off with well in the harsh weather conditions. Unless they do it right, you got to get it. You got to get the right kind.
Huh?
So what was the deal with Mike Florio, Shake? You say you're gonna say something?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mike Florio. No, we're talking about the rivalries games. You know what I'm saying? When I said Mike Florio, I said which are the revenge games revenge games are you looking forward to seeing this year? Because there's a lot of revenge games
This year, yeah. Can
Mm-hmm.
you count our game as revenge game when it comes to Bryce Young? Is that considered a revenge game?
Could be. I don't know. It's yeah. This definitely the Steelers versus the Jets is definitely going to be a revenge game because they're going to New York. They're going to MetLife week 1.
Steelers are going to MetLife week 1. Monday
Mm-hmm.
afternoon or Sunday afternoon game? Is that an afternoon game?
Yep. Yep. Then the Ravens are going to beat the Buffalo Sunday night.
Sunday night, yep.
Yeah. So Buffalo is going to go 0-1.
Yep.
And I think
we have a revenge game week 1.
Yeah, I think they're favored by 20.
Yeah, we do got a revenge game week 1 because we lost last year to them, right? You're right, Ali. That is a revenge game.
And look, Crypto. I hate saying this, but I told everybody that would be a loss. Nobody listened to me, and here we again. We're gonna face them week 1, and that team got better too. On top of it, let's see. We'll see. This could be either this will be an okay start to the season, or it could be really bad. In the words of the famous Crypto, who has makes these predictions.
Week 2, listen. Week 1 is Aaron Rodgers versus his old team, right? Week 2 is Metcalf playing his old team. It's the Seahawks are going to Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh, the Steelers playing Seattle next week 2.
Yeah.
Oh man, Metcalf going against the
hot take. Yeah. If we lose week 1, I'm gonna call it right now. This season's a wrap. I
said that a couple years ago.
For the whole season.
I don't know. I don't know if the tailgate was on at the time, but I remember saying something like that, Ali, when we played the Patriots in week 1, right?
Yeah. You
and
made that.
I said,
I'm not giving you the same prediction.
Yeah, I was like, if that game goes left, we're in trouble. The season's over.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that starts the momentum. That's the momentum. That's the first domino, Because everybody's like, man, now we're going up against the Rabel team. Who do the Patriots play in week 1, Shake?
The Patriots playing week 1. I would say week 1 with the Patriots. Or the Patriots.
Is it a conference?
I got you.
A conference game?
Yeah, they're playing an NFL team.
Raiders. They're playing Raiders.
Oh man.
The hell is it?
Yeah, you're right, because that's crucial. Because if we don't beat Indy and the Patriots already got a game and they beat the Raiders, we'll be down. And we'll be down. We'll be behind them going into that game. Perhaps we could be in last place after week 1 or first place if we win. We can either be in first or last place in the division. That's the beautiful thing about week 1. You either first or last.
By the way, we don't. We're if you use my lines, we're not doing coke, Michael K. I don't know what you're talking about. We're doing his lines. What the hell? You have he's apparently he's doing blow in Buffalo. We don't do coke.
I'm sorry. I don't believe.
The hell he's
I
talking
don't
about.
partake. I'm sorry. It's not my thing.
I don't know what he's talking about. But anyway,
who's driving? Michael K is going to drive 2 hours to watch the Bills lose to the Jets.
Yeah, pretty much. So Buffalo's going to go 0-2.
Yeah, he's driving 2 hours to watch them lose. Damn.
That would be crazy if it lost. Oh, man. You know,
2 hours. A 2-hour tour. A 2-hour tour.
Steelers versus Jets is definitely a revenge game. That's going to be really interesting. I was just thinking about it. It's really interesting how both Steeler quarterbacks from last year ended up in New York.
Yep, both of them, right?
Yeah.
One of them's in New York Jets, and one of them's in the other conference with the Giants.
Yeah.
That is crazy, Ali. Both quarterbacks that led them to the playoffs are in New York now.
Yeah. The Steelers quarterbacks, yeah.
Yep. Both Steelers quarterbacks. Both of their starting quarterbacks at one point was now in New York. And it's weird because when you think about it, I think both of them are actually starting in New York.
Yeah, both of them are the starting quarterbacks.
They're number one on the depth chart.
Jackson Dart's there as a Giant, but I think they're going to have him sit a year behind.
Behind Wilson. Yep. So basically, both quarterbacks are now starting.
Hey, listen, Michael K. The lack of intelligence in the comment section is actually, I would say that about the comment section, but it's just you with the lack of intelligence, Michael K. Oh man,
what the hell is Michael K. talking about? Lack of intelligence?
I have no idea. This dude,
he's been brain dead. He's been brain dead for about a month. He's been brain dead for about
right now. He's on his period, and he's taking it out on people, and you know it is what it is. We expect that. He's like that grumpy old man that's mean to everybody because nobody likes him. That's Michael K.
He's been brain dead for about a.
Michael K is on mental.
That's his number one go-to. If I had a dime for every time he says, "Oh, the lack of intelligence," oh, dude, I'd be a rich man, bro. I think he says lack of intelligence more than you say right, Ali.
Wow.
He says the same shit over and over again. He's like repeats himself.
Wait,
well, no.
After the show, backstage, I gotta tell you guys something. It's gonna show how much lack of intelligence Michael K has.
Well, no. So. He's already finished. He's got the thing on his by his bedside. He's got the thing by his bedside that says "Do not resuscitate." He's got the tag.
Actually, you said that more times than a few times. So, but anyway, Michael K wants attention today, so let's give him some attention.
Yeah, no. He's a toddler out there.
He doesn't have any Yes, he doesn't have any. So let's give him some attention. Well, how are you doing today, Michael K? I guess did you have another fish fry? Are you putting another spam on the grill?
Are you using those ovens in the parking lot?
Yeah, how's everything over in Buffalo? Let us know.
What about the cardboard ovens? Are you cooking out of the cardboard ovens? Can you answer that, Michael K? Are you cooking out of cardboard ovens? Or the what's you got them aluminum skillets?
Yes.
He needs attention. We'll give him some attention.
But man, we got a lot of division games too. The Giants that are trying to rebuild themselves, they got Washington week 1. That's gonna be
Right. See, the
they got
NFC
one.
is playing all their division games, and we're not playing a division game. But
No, I
the
don't think.
NFC, the Cowboys are playing that division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the AFC
They
East,
are the NFC,
they're not playing
the
each other
NFC,
week 1.
right? The NFC is playing each other.
Vikings and Bears are Monday night.
Yeah, how come the NFC is playing each other and we're not
NFC,
playing each other?
yeah. The Lions and Green Bay are playing each other.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The whole NFC seems like they're playing each other, but all the other ones are not. The Rams are probably playing the Cardinals or Seattle or somebody.
Yeah,
Just to get the
Washington
matchups
Commanders.
happening. You know,
Yeah.
Bears, Vikings. So that means all the other NFC teams have got to be playing each other. Like the 49ers have got to be playing their division. Just from the looks of it, right?
Yeah. Hey, who
And
knows?
I guess
Listen,
we conference.
we might get Tua. Yeah, we might get Tua's brother. We need to get him from Canada and put him in the QB room as a contender.
Mm.
Then we'll have two right hands of Tua, two right-handed Tuas, yours and his brother.
Mm. Mm.
God damn. Week 1 is definitely going to be something. Then week 2, we have week 2. I'm looking at the games that kind of stick out to me for week 2. Like I said, Lions and Bears. Oh my. Giants and
Lions,
Cowboys
Tigers,
again.
oh my.
And then
Lions,
obviously,
Tigers, Bears, oh my.
and there's a lot of whatchamacallit rivalries. And there's two animal rivalries. You got the Broncos and Colts, which are two horses, and then you have the
We got some horse
Damn,
on
that
horse.
is interesting.
yeah,
Horse
and
on
then you
horse
have
crime.
and then Bengals and Jaguars.
Cat on cat.
Two cats.
The
Two
kitty bowl.
giant cats.
The kitty bowl.
Yeah, that's interesting. You got two big freaking, you know what I'm saying? Mm. So what about who's our rivals? The Dolphins are playing the Patriots. Who's hunting Dolphins?
No, Michael K. I'm not gonna have a giveaway at 25 subscribers. We're gonna have a giveaway at 100 subscribers. It's actually gonna be something really interesting too. So everyone's gonna want to subscribe. To be honest.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Raphael Courtwright, what's going on, man? Hope y'all doing well.
What's up? Again, what's up, everybody in the chat? Welcome. Appreciate everybody in the chat hanging out with us on this Insomnia. I'm gonna go make me some coffee, some theater popcorn, something to get the juices flowing.
Yeah. By the way, I might just do.
What's up, Raphael?
I don't know. We'll talk about it. We might do a special Memorial Day Insomnia Sunday night, Monday morning.
Monday morning, yeah.
Because we're both off on Mondays.
I'll be off Monday too.
Yeah, so I might do because usually we love to do Insomnias on holidays.
Yeah. And that'll be the holiday.
Raphael, you can't call Michael K. amigo because he doesn't understand Spanish, bro. Every time you say that to him, he's like, "That's not my name."
Mm-hmm.
Michelle. Mikhail.
Mikhail. That's like Mikhail.
Oh shit, got heated, huh?
What's that?
On Pete's takes.
Yeah, what happened in Pete's sakes? How you get
Michael
heated?
K has some Mexican in him. I don't want to know how.
Me neither.
Damn.
Okay.
By the way, according to well, you live in Buffalo, so moron is something that you encounter all day. So you know what I'm saying?
No, it's
That
something
is
he
your.
was
I
born
think
with.
that is your first language. Moron is Michael K's first language. Let's be
No,
honest,
he was
man.
born there. He was born like that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand moron. That joke was moronic.
I thought he was saying, I don't understand Mormon.
That
I know,
joke was
right?
moronic too. Anyway,
Exactly.
let him keep reaching. Anyway, well, that's how bored we are. We're actually entertaining Michael K.
It's the kids' play hour. Child's play hour.
Yes.
Michael, why don't you come up here and get your Chucky avatar, and then you're the child's play.
Nah.
I'll be your friend to the end. Heidi ho.
Damn.
I'm gonna be your friend to the end, Michael K.
Actually, Michael K wouldn't put up Chucky's avatar. He'd probably end up putting Mother's avatar from Psycho.
From
He's not
Psycho,
even
yeah.
He's the mother in the freaking rocking chair.
In the rocking chair, right? Here, mother, you're gonna give him. She's gonna be drinking tea, and then somebody, a fan comes up behind him and clobber him over here with a shovel.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna call Michael K Mother K now. Come on,
Mother K.
Yeah, what's up, Mother K?
Mother K.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Michael K is happy Diddy lock up. Oh, I thought you said backup for a second. I was like, what? Oh, he can finally score some baby.
Oh man.
What kind of truck you're getting, Michael K? What kind of truck?
It's probably one of his big rigs for his company. Probably.
Shake, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. Now I have to switch. I had to switch earpiece.
He's getting a Duramax diesel.
All right.
Better be a diesel.
Yeah, electric trucks are whatchamacallit?
All the
What'd you say, electric truck?
Yeah.
They take a long time to charge, man.
They do take a long time to charge. Unless they're
you need a DC fast charger.
Yeah. My brother got a Tesla recently, and he's showing it off to me. He does this feature where he'll park it down the street, and we'll be standing in front of my house, and he'll hit some button on his phone. It'll drive by itself and pick us up at my house.
Hey, listen, all I know is there was when I got married, I was in Vegas. I had an electric truck, right? and an electric. We had an electric car, so we were charging. When we got to the charge station, there was 3 cars. Luckily, one car left. The one car left. When we got there, the truck was charging. We were there 2 hours, and the truck was still charging.
Shit.
So I mean,
Yeah, the big ones got bigger batteries.
Yeah.
If it's a slow charge, if it's a level 2, you gotta remember level 2 chargers.
It's it was a fast one because we charged our car in like 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but some people. Here's the thing, though. From what I understand, some people can. Was yours a Tesla, by the way? Let me ask you that.
No, it wasn't a Tesla.
Okay,
we had to go to specific charging stations.
Charging station. Okay. From my understanding, some people, even though they're plugged into the same charger as you are, they may not have the fast charge option. So that's what I've been told.
Right. Or some of them is shared. No, some of them like shared power. If it's a 300 kilowatts, you might be only charging at 70 or 80, and if it's a big battery, it's still gonna take a long time.
Exactly.
But if it's a medium regular battery, it'll charge in 30 minutes, like Shake Money's car. You know, you can get from 0 to 80%.
Yeah, but they get more time for it. Even though it takes longer for them to charge, they still get more miles than a car would. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll drive further. Yeah, you get range versus what you get 17 gallons or whatever. But the pricing is just like so much cheaper based on the distance you travel.
Yeah,
that's another reason why I went full electric. Yeah, you figure my gas bill monthly was well over 100. Now it's less than half of that. Just adding that and replacing it and adding it to my normal electric bill.
Yeah, I mean, basically, right now, it's not worth it to me to get an electric vehicle because I work from home. Right? We pretty much have everything delivered to us, anyways. I only go out when I'm going out with friends, or maybe we go out to a local restaurant. So I only put like less than $20 of gas in my car a week. You know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're not, if you're a heavy driver, then it makes sense. But if you're not, then you could still go with the gas. If you're not, like you said,
but I am planning
a lot. If you drive a lot, then especially around town.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
Eventually, I'm going to start traveling, and then at that point, I do need the travel. Figure out a way to save money. But right now, it's just not worth it, bro. I have everything within the vicinity, and we have the Walmart Plus, so we get everything delivered for groceries and stuff. So it's easy.
Oh, okay. What's it like? $9 a month?
I want to say it's $9 a month. I want to say it's like $12, $13 a month or something like that. But as long as you're getting more than $35 worth of groceries, it's free delivery. They also have special discounts and different stuff that you can take advantage of, and whatnot. And so far it's been so good. I like it. It's easy. And a lot of times when they substitute, they don't really charge you the extra price or anything. It's just the same price. So you don't have to worry about it.
I thought about getting that.
You always can say no to substitutions too. So that's an option also.
So do they deliver all groceries or a certain type of groceries? Do they deliver all groceries, Ali, or just produce?
I don't think he heard you, but
I would say I thought my mic was down. Yeah, I thought about doing that. I had Factor 75, other food delivery.
Yeah, I had Factor too.
Subscription.
I mean, they're good food, but it's too expensive.
HelloFresh, I did them for a little bit. HelloFresh, I tried them. Factor, I did like off and on. And then I didn't do the
Factor. Like I said, Factor is good food. I ain't gonna lie, Factor is good food.
Yeah, it's good. All of them's good. It's just like you said, the cost
It
What
adds
is
up real
good food?
quick.
I'm sorry, I had to walk away for a second. What is good food?
To my
You talking about
factor
Factor
meals.
75, the Factor meals, the home
Oh, okay.
delivery for food, like the subscription foods.
Yeah, like
Then you
the
got Blue
Fresh
Apron,
Please or
Hello
something like
Fresh.
that. Yeah,
Mhm.
Hello Fresh. Yeah, I've heard they're good. I've had a couple of them that are really decent. They're not
There's
for
another one.
everybody.
Bison meals are even more expensive.
Yeah, I like the one that they send you all the ingredients and then you just cook it yourself. Like it
Yeah,
tells you.
yeah, exactly.
I like
Mhm.
that one.
I did that one before I did the Factor.
Hmm.
Yeah, they send you all the ingredients vacuum sealed, and then you just cook it. They have instructions. You know.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm making Jamaican food tomorrow. I'm actually going to be making my own version of it's a Jamaican brown stew chicken. It's a slow cooker version is what I'm making.
Okay.
By the way, what
And you said you got it from the same delivery from Walmart. The ingredients.
Well, I'm having all the ingredients delivered, but I cook it myself in a slow cooker. I marinate the chicken and all that, and then I sear it, and then I put it in the slow cooker along with, like the peppers and all that kind of stuff, and onions, and I make it glaze and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then I serve
I
it
was
with
a-
like yellow rice and veggies. So
I was actually you can get anything delivered there. It's not just special foods, right?
no, it's
Walmart, you can do
virtually
produce.
everything. Yeah, and not just food. You can order, like, let's say you needed like vitamins or whatever. You can virtually have anything you want delivered. In fact, my wife recently had wine delivered if you wanted wine.
Mm.
So
What's that?
Okay.
DoorDash, right?
Speaking of wine shake money, I
no,
got
not
this
with
thing
DoorDash,
called
with Walmart.
Splash.
With Walmart. I'm sorry, I apologize. Crypto, go ahead.
Speaking of wines, there's 18 bottles of Splash wines for $99.99. You think that's good, Chick?
How many?
You get 18 bottles and it's $99.99.
For Snash? I mean, that's
Yeah, it's
average.
called
That's
it's,
average.
it's
That's
called
not bad. That's
Splash.
average. Like, yeah.
It's called Splash. It comes out to like maybe $6 a bottle, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had it?
$7 a bottle. No, I got the coupon in the mail. They sent it to me. So splashwines.com, they're giving you $18 bottles of their wine. I guess you could select which kind. And
What size is
for
the bottle?
$100.
Probably
It's a
750.
regular, it's like what is
A
the
fifth.
bottle sizes? Yeah, it looks like a regular fifth, yeah. Just a skinny bottle.
Mm.
Yeah. The kind that fits easy inside of the wine cellar slots.
Yeah, 750s.
750s. Okay.
Didn't WNBA say they were striking?
I don't know if they're striking.
No, they're playing. They're playing
Striking
games
win.
now.
That's what I'm
I know
saying.
Struck somebody today.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark and Reese were almost going at it.
I mean, Caitlin Clark is trying to say that it was just a check foul because it was a no-brainer, like everybody in basketball does it. But I'm not gonna lie, looking back at it, she kind of did put some enforcement behind it. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
No.
So I'm not the biggest Caitlin Clark fan either. So I mean, I don't see what the hype is, to be honest, when it comes
Me
to
neither.
her. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something that, they got to have a rivalry,
Oh yeah, I
The
get
female
you.
version of Bird versus Magic.
That's a good point. I never thought of that. That's actually a good point.
Yeah. That's what that is.
Every time I see Caitlin Clark, I always see Screech now.
You know what? Since you said that,
Yeah.
I feel the same way, bro. Since you've been saying that, oh my god, I'm like, holy crap.
Yes, she do. She do got that look.
All she needs to do is put her hand in an electric plug, get electrocuted just enough to get her hair to curl. She'll look just like him.
Or if, listen, hear me out. Put her in a trench coat with a gray top hat. She'll look like Inspector Gadget.
Wait a minute. Didn't no, what's his name paid? Who was that? Who was that played? Was it Rick Moranis that played Inspector Gadget? Or no?
No,
Who
somebody
played
else
the
played
original
him.
Inspector Gadget?
Oh, it's what's his name? The guy that's the guy from
Office, right?
No, the guy
No, it
what's
wasn't
his
Rick
name?
Moranis. It was,
Bueller's last the guy who played in Bueller's Day Out or whatever.
Days
whatever
Off, yeah. Bueller's Days Off, yeah.
Bueller's Day is Off. That guy.
that's
He's the
what
guy
it
that
is.
played him. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and it was what's his name? Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick. Okay.
Yeah, he played Inspector Gadget. But to me, there's nothing like the animated series. Inspector Gadget anime was the way better than any movie they would ever put together, to be honest.
That's true.
So
I don't think you can name a animation movie. There's very rare. Ninja Turtles did a pretty good job, but there was animation,
Right,
and it translated to
to
real
the movie.
stuff.
Yeah. Transformers did okay. But the animated is still better. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Transformers was good too. Yeah, I
Transformers.
forgot. I've never seen any of the Transformers movies.
are you serious?
Never seen them.
There's a couple that are actually halfway decent. And then there's some really bad ones, to be honest. I want to say the last one was okay.
I like Bumblebee as Bumblebee.
was good,
Not
yeah.
this freaking Corvette and all this other nonsense.
Oh, you're talking about the Camaro.
Yeah,
I don't
Bumblebee
like
was
them.
actually halfway decent. You know what was
I like him as a Volkswagen Beetle.
You know what? And actually, yes, I did grow up on Inspector Gadget, so you can know how old I am. Back when I was a kid, there was Saturday morning cartoons from 8 a.m. till at least 12 p.m. Back in my day. Check this out. Check this out. You know what actually is a halfway decent Transformer movie? I want to say it's called Transformer 1. It's like an animated movie. It's actually really good. It gives you the whole backstory to Cybertron and everything. Like you actually get to see what really happened.
Mhm.
So
when I was growing up, from 8 to 9 o'clock on Channel 33 and Channel 39 were cartoons. Inspector Gadget was one of them.
Right.
Yeah, for me it was from 8 a.m. to
WFLD.
12 p.m. and we watched on Channel 36. We had everything. We had G.I. Joe, He-Man,
Channel 32 for Chicago.
And then at 9 o'clock, what's funny is at 9 o'clock, because I remember this vividly, at 9 o'clock it was the Beverly Hillbillies, Green Acres, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched. They would do all those reruns.
I Dream of Jeannie was one of my favorites growing up as a kid. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Samantha.
You know what's funny? My daughter, her mom's name is Samantha, and my daughter's name is Tabitha. So that's from Bewitched.
Oh, that big from Bewitched.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Brady Bunch too was on. The Brady Bunch. Yeah, I seen the Brady Bunch.
Was cool. I also used to watch the series that was based on the band the Monkees. I don't know if you guys remember the Monkees. I used to watch that.
Yeah, hey, we're the Monkees. And we don't
go. Actually, that was kind of the Partridge Family too. The Partridge Family. Remember that?
Yeah, definitely. The Monkey. Speaking of the Monkees, the lead singer used to live here in Port St. Lucie. I think he still does, actually. Or no, maybe he passed away. Let me verify. Um,
I'm dog sitting today. My niece's
yeah.
dog.
Now I remember he did pass away actually in February of 2012. Davy Jones.
From
Three's
the
Company. That's another good show.
yep.
Company. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Ed. A
I
horse
used
is
to always
of
love Miss.
course.
His name is Mr. Ed, of course.
Oh, one of my
Hey.
favorites growing up that I used to watch with my grandparents all the time. The Munsters. You guys remember the Munsters?
Yeah, the Munsters. Oh yeah, I love the
Yeah.
Munsters. You kidding me?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Munsters.
Eddie
man.
Munster.
Yeah.
What's funny is in the morning.
At
I
9
don't know
o'clock,
why.
he's come
In
on
the
at 9
morning,
o'clock.
what's funny is on Channel 33. The morning they played white 70s sitcoms, and at the end at night they played the black sitcoms. Like What's Happening, Good Times,
Different strokes.
Different Strokes,
Mm-hmm. That was all came in
the
the
Jeffersons.
Mm-hmm. Yep, all the black sitcoms in the evening. What's happening now?
Oh, Sanford and Son.
Do you guys remember when every Friday they had a whole slew of shows? I can't remember what channel it was on. I want to say ABC for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a whole slew of shows and they called it TGIF. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, that was Friday. Yeah, that was ABC. Yeah,
ABC. Yeah. So I grew up on that.
Family
bro. We
Matters,
watched
Family
all those
Matters, and
shows.
Full House was part of that lineup.
Yeah, Full House. What else was there? God, I want to say it was Step by Step. I think was on there too.
Yeah, Step by Step.
Was it Give Me a Break?
No, that was in the 70s.
Perfect Strangers. Do you guys remember the show Perfect Strangers?
Yeah,
that was
with Balky.
Yeah,
Balky, yeah.
With
that,
Balky.
what's that? What's that called? The Family Matters is a spinoff of Perfect Strangers.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that. That's really interesting.
the mom was the elevator worker.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I
Carl
didn't
and
know that.
the mom made their first appearance on Perfect Strangers, and then eventually, it was
Made the
funny.
show.
Steve Urkel wasn't
That came on in the evening.
Yeah, Steve Urkel wasn't meant to be a permanent character, but he got such a good reaction that they kept him on.
He's the one that kept the show. Yeah, kept the show going.
Okay.
What I was gonna
Leo
say
White.
in regards to Perfect Strangers, not really Perfect Strangers, but Balky from Perfect Strangers. Balky.
Mhm.
Did you guys see the most recent the last Beverly Hills Cop that came out? The Netflix.
He
made his
in
debut
Weapons
again on it. That was awesome. I was like, that's freaking awesome that they had him.
Yeah, he was in part one. I think he was in part one too.
It was either part 1 or part 2. I can't remember. He was in one of them though.
He goes, yeah, put some I want you to be safe. Here you go.
Oh yeah.
Now, which one was a spinoff of that? Give Me a Break. Was it A-Man?
No, I don't think so.
Or
I don't think A-Man was a spinoff of anything.
Yeah, I thought it was. One of them was 227. They were spinoff of each other. Yeah, I remember A-Man being a spinoff of something, but I can't remember.
The movie with the 3 guys and 1 girl, isn't that 3 dads and a daughter or something like that?
Three girls, 1 cup.
No, come on, dude.
No,
It was an actual movie. It had the guy from Cheers. God, hold on, let me find it. 3 guys and a baby, I think it's what it's called, actually.
3 Men and a Baby.
3 Men and a Baby, yes.
Yeah, that was with Tom Selleck, Ted Danson, and the guy who played Mahoney on 3 Men and a Baby. The guy who played Mahoney
on Police Academy.
Police Academy, yeah.
So there's a rumor going out that Disney is making a remake of 3 Men and a Baby, and who they casted, I don't know if I would even consider watching this. Zac Efron.
Oh yeah, I thought you said Zach Wilson.
No. Zac Efron. Actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but Zac Efron, I found this out recently. Me and my wife were watching a Netflix movie and he was in it and he looks completely different. I guess he had to have some like really bad cosmetic surgery due to an accident or something that he had. He broke his jaw or something, and now he looks like 20 years
He had
old.
a meeting with Fred?
Yeah, whatever. But all I can tell you, he looks like 20, maybe 30 years older than what you think Zac Efron actually is. It's weird. It's really weird, to be honest.
Yeah. Then they did a sequel. Yeah. Michael K's right. They did a sequel, 3 Men and a Little Lady, that didn't do as well.
Fred broke his goddamn jaw. That's what he did.
Break your goddamn jaw.
Damn, so Lewis is not the first, huh? Damn, Fred got all kind of victims. God damn it.
They call him the boardwalk killer.
The boardwalk killer. Oh man.
Break your goddamn jaw.
You come over here to this boardwalk, I'll break your goddamn jaw.
Speaking of series that ever since the original, they just have not been able to put anything out that's good, even as a spinoff. Boy Meets World, right? They've done like they had like Girl Meets World, and now that they had Teen Meets World and stuff, and it just never could take off.
By the way, when I was a kid, they did 2 spinoffs like that. One was What's Happening Now. That's where Martin Lawrence made his first appearance.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence made his very first appearance on What's Happening Now.
Yeah.
What's Happening Now, and then Roger's wife was hot as hell too. Ain't gonna lie.
Yes, Marianne Thompson.
Yeah, she was in the heat of the night too.
Anne-Marie Johnson. That's her name.
Yeah, she was in the heat of the night. Remember?
Yeah, she was in the heat of the night. Anne-Marie Johnson. That's her name.
Yes, I love her.
You know who I always thought she was, but that's a totally different person. The lady, the light skinned chick that played on Cooley High. I always mixed them two up.
And the other one was
kind of remind me of her.
Leave It to Beaver. They did they tried to do Leave It to Beaver when they were all grown up and they had their own kids.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when I was a kid, when I was growing up, they did like an older version of Leave It to Beaver. I think Ward passed away, so you didn't see Ward. It was just but June was there. June Cleaver. And then Eddie Haskell, and he still had his laugh.
Damn.
Leave It to Beaver.
I don't know, the late evening ones. I'm always and always will be a fan of Three Stooges and the Little Rascals.
Three Stooges were awesome. I used to love watching
Three Stooges.
You know what? I'll even go older than that. Crypto. As a kid, I don't know what it was, but I had to watch all of the Charlie Chaplin movies. I loved them all.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was, like the slapstick silent comedy that just got to me. You know what I mean? It was kind of
I think Lord and Hardy was a spinoff of that.
Lauren Hardy, yeah.
Kind of remind me of that. They
actually
wanted to be silent, but it was a loud version of Charlie Chaplin.
It was Charlie Chaplin, Lauren Hardy, and then Three Stooges. Is that the right order? Technically.
Yeah, I would technically, yeah. Yeah. Then the Three Stooges, yeah. Because the last surviving one was Curly, was the last surviving Stooge. And then out of the Little Rascals, it was Buckwheat and I want to say Alfalfa. They didn't die until like in the 90s. Passed away. He was like the lone survivor. But it turned out he was a lot older than them, Buckwheat. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny how, like, I apologize. Go ahead, Shake. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was like, you know how you remember when Eddie Murphy did Buckwheat?
Which movie did he do that on?
No, SNL.
Oh, okay. He did. Oh, okay. He did it on SNL. Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Ali?
I love the Little Rascals.
I was gonna say it's interesting how some of these shows, like somebody that they get to play a much older person is actually much younger. The
Right.
mother from Golden, not the was it not the Golden Girls, right? The mom
Mhm.
was the youngest out of the group, to be honest, which was kind of funny.
Oh, okay. In real life, she ended up being the youngest,
Yeah,
but
Well,
she
same
played the
thing with
because
the
mom.
Sanford and Son. Sanford and Son. Red Fox wasn't in his 60s.
that's
Oh,
true.
at the
He was.
time he was 60s, but he was actually in his
Was he
40s
older
when he
than
played it.
the other the guy that played his son?
I don't. I'm not sure about
They
how.
were the
No, I
same.
think.
They were similar. Lamont Sanford, yeah, they were in the same similar age bracket. Though I do remember him being real close in age, kind of like John Amos in Good Times.
Yeah, he was. He was younger
Uh,
than. He was younger than Florida.
yeah, he was the same age as his son JJ, or similar
Hmm.
age. But JJ is like his late 70s. I think Amos is like 80 something. They were like real close in age. They basically born in the same generation, but he played his son. On the show, they look like real different, in age. But they was really like maybe 4 or 5 years apart in actual real life. That was weird. Yeah. John
Mm.
Amos. He's a damn good actor. He played in a lot of other good movies too. After that.
Game Boy 305. What's going on, Game Boy 305? Shout out to Tyler Hero in the building.
Tyler
What's up?
Hero signing that contract. Somebody go get Tony. I just got a text message. He signed a $345 million 3-year deal with the Miami Heat. Pat Riley said
He's
he's the
gonna sign
man.
another max deal.
Yep, another Supermax. Somewhere approaching with incentives 400 million.
That's gonna be Bam
Somebody,
Adebayo at Caballo is gonna sign his supermax.
somebody go do a wellness check on Tony. Yeah.
Mm.
By the way, according to Sports Skivia or whatever, Jalen Ramsey was on an interview saying that when he was in college, he like say for instance, if he was going against the Canes, whatever wide receiver he was going to go against, he was going to be matched up against. He would DM their girl. He would go to their Instagram page, look up their girlfriend, and slide in her DMs to get in their head.
Damn. God damn. That's crazy.
That's what Ramsey did, according to Sports Skivia.
Oh, what about Sports Mommy? Remember, we didn't have an episode of Sports Mommy.
Sports Mommy, yeah, they suck now.
Sports Mommy done passed away. Done moved into the afterlife now.
Yeah. They
Well,
used to be
rest in
good.
peace, Sports
I
Mommy.
tell you what, they had a lot of good news stories. I don't know. They're just doing I don't know what kind of what they're on now, but they're not as good as they used to be. I used to love Sports Mommy, but
Rest in peace of Sports Mommy.
yeah, Sports Mommy. They need a Sports Daddy or something like that because holy crap.
Right. Right. Yeah, they do need a Sports Daddy or Sports Baby. God damn.
I always
But
thought it was funny this who would name their webcast Sports Mommy.
yeah, that is interesting. Who was in that meeting? I would like to be a fly on the wall with that when they come up with that decision. Like, what
Yeah,
inspired you? Like, I know there's things that inspire me, like when I'm in the middle of making a online persona or profile or whatever, just to get an account started or whatever. They say pick username or whatever, and anything that's in my view or vicinity or even what I'm eating, I might I might put it part of it as my screen name or whatever, you know. But and they were like, damn, Sports Mommy? Who's coming
Yeah,
up with Sports
they
Mommy?
used to do a lot of news stories. Now, I mean, now it's just I don't know. It's not even like I clicked on Sports Mommy, and what the first thing I see is
Right.
a protester getting run over. You know,
That's
because
messed up.
a lot of people, cause it seems like a lot of cars aren't stopping for protesters anymore, I guess. Then there's another one where the free. You ever seen this video of this lady? She's driving down in Florida, right? And she goes, the cop says, "Hey, give me your license," right? She goes, I don't need to have a license. I'm not driving. I'm traveling. This is in a commercial vehicle. I don't need a license. I'm not driving. I'm traveling. And according to
Wait a
her,
minute. And what size? Well, I guess you said commercial vehicle. I won't say what size.
no, but
Commercial
she said,
vehicle.
according to her, she doesn't have to have a driver's license
What?
because she's not driving. She's traveling.
She's traveling.
You guys heard that?
No,
Mm-mm.
that's insane.
Yeah.
That's a
I guess
dumb rationale.
Yeah. It's one of those free states, those free staters, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? They feel like they're free state
Mhm.
inhabitants. That the laws don't apply to them.
I've heard that term before, where they want to jump state lines, and anything that apply to everybody else, they want to say it don't apply to them.
Mm-hmm.
Are they like Amish people and just don't want to abide by the rules?
I have no idea, but I'll send you the video. I'll put it in the group chat of the lady. She
Right.
says she eventually gets arrested. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
she thought she wasn't going to, but yeah, she says, "No, I
Right.
have the laws right." She's so much. I have the laws right here behind me.
Right.
Like she goes, "Yeah, you don't need a driver's license. I'm not driving. I'm traveling."
Jeez. It's just
Wow.
crazy. This is insane.
I might have exclusive footage
Uh-huh.
of Michael K as a sports mommy.
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh, go ahead.
Give me one moment here. I am going to.
You said exclusive footage. This is exclusive footage.
Who else wants it though?
Exclusive footage.
So how can it be exclusive? Nobody wants it.
That is true. Give me
Right.
2 shakes. I'm trying to break it up here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Like I said, dude, they used to have a lot of good news stories. Now it's just like I don't even know what to tell you, man. It's not even worth watching anymore.
It's loading up here. Here we go. What is going on? It's taking forever to load. Oh, here we go. Exclusive footage right here. What do you guys think?
Damn, they're like freaking exorcists.
Michael K as a sports mom.
Yep.
Name the movie.
There you go.
What movie this is from?
I have no idea. What is it?
Hold on, what
let's see if you guys remember this. This was a kind of a slapstick comedy back in the day. It was a let me find it here real quick. It is 1981's Porky's.
I've never seen that one.
Never seen Porky's?
Mm-mm.
It's like a
I know I've seen I know what it is, but I've never seen it for some reason. It's like Animal House kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, kind of
like a bunch of friends acting.
It's like in high school, and they're all a bunch of like teenagers, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just remember the actress Nancy something. I can't think of her last name, but she always plays like the same type of character in all the type of movies that she used to do. So, yeah. And I remember he was wearing like this sport like tennis sports outfit in the one episode of Porky. So that's why I was thinking of what a sports mommy would look like.
Oh, by the way, here's another fun fact I just seen. Jimmy Garoppolo is the only QB remaining from the 2014 draft class on an NFL roster. Let's those draft picks is Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr, Johnny Manziel out of Derek Carr retired. Johnny Manziel out of the NFL. Logan Thomas switched to tight end. Teddy Bridgewater. Garrett Gilbert. Blake Bortles. Tom Savage. Aaron Murray. AJ McCarron. Zach Meltonberg. David Fales, which we had him at one time. Keith Weening and Ty Boyd. That's the draft class of 2014 quarterbacks.
Wow.
And that's not even 10 years. Oh, yeah, I would say 10 years. That is 10 years. My bad. 2025. So it's just 11 years. And a lot of those quarterbacks didn't even make it, I don't think, 2 years. 3 years, whatever. I remember we had David Fales for a while.
David who?
David Fales. We got him. Adam Gase had him in Chicago. Then he followed. Not only did Fales fail with him in Chicago, he also went to him when he went to the Jets too. David Fales. I thought that was a pretty interesting story.
David Fales. Okay. Okay. David Fales.
I tell you what, one thing about this draft class, a lot of quarterbacks didn't reach. A lot of teams didn't reach this year in the first round to get quarterbacks. I think there's like maybe 2 first round quarterbacks this year, 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2.
2, right? 2.
Yeah, I want to say. Yeah, just Cam and Dart. I think those are only 2. Because Shadua failed, of course. Yeah, those are 2. Because everybody thought Shadua was and Cam was going 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Yep. It might be interesting. Of course, Lou was a big hater. Shadua.
All right. As you know, we always.
And Greg is a big supporter.
Let's finish this. We're about to end this in about 10 minutes. So let's finish. Yeah. Who was funnier? Rerun or JJ?
Oh, that's a hard one. That's a tough one. I'm gonna say overall JJ, but it was just something about his personality.
Raphael Cartwright put Willis. But Willis. No, I would say him and because both of them were funny because damn it, JJ was funny when him and his sister went back and forth at it, And of course, Rerun and Shirley were funny too when they were feeding off each other.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep.
How is the? Remember, that shit was funny. He was, how's the fish? Dead.
Yeah.
I like that
How's the fish? Dead.
she used to always put the pencil in her afro. Remember?
Yeah, Shirley. Yep.
Yeah, Shirley.
Yeah, she put
She
the
would have it
pencil
sticking
in
out
there.
right there, and she'd be like, she'd take water, she'd write, and then put it
Yep.
back.
Stick it in their afro. Yep. Yep. Pencil in the afro.
Hey man, pretty soon I'll be able to do that. Let me see.
I'm 30 years removed from that. That's the last time I had an afro.
Let me see.
I'm 30 years removed, Shake.
Yeah, I thought I had a pen here. Let me see something. Oh yeah, look.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
I don't know if you see it, but see, look, I can stick it in my.
Kind of still. You could stick it. You maybe got a couple of more weeks worth of growth there, huh?
Yeah,
Stick the pencil in there.
yeah.
The next time I see you at the game, you should be able to take my order.
Uh-huh.
I'm expecting you to pull the pencil out, the afro at that point.
Shout out to EM.
I'll have some
Yeah, my
what is Rerun
2
used to
months
have
will be bigger.
a milkshake and some a cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger. That's what Shirley used to get from Rerun. Rerun used to order milkshake, a side of fries.
I guess
Oh,
EM got
Rerun.
some insomnia in Texas going on.
Yeah.
He can't sleep knowing that he's not gonna get the Greek Freak. He's coming to Miami. He ain't going to Spurs.
Hey, according to Raphael,
Yeah,
Michael K is coming to Miami to the Hard Rock.
Oh yeah, I'd welcome
Damn.
here.
Michael
It's
K.
time he upgraded from Buffalo to Miami.
Yeah, I know. Buffalo. Yep.
What's the name of the Greek Freak? What's his name again? Because that's how I know him as.
Giannis.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yep.
One thing for sure.
He's got a residence in Salt Lake.
I could catch the pen in my beard right now, at least my goatee.
Oh, so you're gonna be like Nick Patricia.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Patricia. Pat Patricia. I mean.
He used to have a pencil in his ear. Yeah. Put the little in his bird's nest.
He have it in his bird's nest. He take the pencil out of his bird's nest.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about?
But anyway, listen, it's been it's a slow show.
Yeah.
But either way,
Hey,
we had some.
weekend.
Thank you, Michael K, for entertaining us with your award-winning comedy.
Yeah.
Also, everybody, Raphael Courtright, Liz. Where's the link? We're about to end this, so hold on. I'll let him. If you want, go ahead. We'll give you a few minutes. Why not? No, go ahead. Come on up. If you got we'll give you a few minutes, my brother. You have something to say?
I'm here cutting and trimming rope, paracord.
Here he is.
I'm going to see the movie Final Destination tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies.
The Texas tornado has got here. What's
Damn.
up, man?
Who's that?
Shake.
Who?
Hey, what's good? Hey, what's good, gentlemen? Hey, my bad, Shake. I didn't know y'all was about to
Yeah, no.
I didn't know y'all was about to close down, bro. That's my bad.
No, it's all good, man. You know,
how long y'all been how long y'all been streaming, bro?
About 2 hours.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm tripping for real, man. My bad.
Yeah. But no, it's all good, man. This Sunday, we're gonna go Monday at 12:30. We're gonna be doing a Memorial Day special.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's what's up.
I know you're gonna be doing some barbecue, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, we doing it. Well, last Memorial Day, we did a little. We didn't do it like really big, but we got some family members coming in town, so they'll be here tomorrow. So
hey,
yeah, we're gonna try to do a little something. What's up?
If you live in Florida, from Memorial Day week, from Monday next Memorial all the way to 4th of July, guns, weapons, and accoutrements are all tax-free in the state of Florida.
Ooh-wee. Who was that up there with that Michael Myers mask on? Who the fuck is that?
That's Ali.
That's me.
Ali was good, bro.
You got Jake with the Nightmare on Elm Street t-shirt, and then you got Jason Voorhees as Crypto, and then I was like, you know what? I'll change mine to Michael Myers because that was
my Mike. That's my guy, man. That's my guy. I'm a big Halloween fan.
Same
By
here.
the way, EM is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Leatherface.
No. I think that title belongs to somebody else. I think that title belongs to somebody else, bro. I can't steal that one. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Michael Myers, that's my guy, man. I'm a big Halloween fan.
You might scare Lou. You might end up scaring Lewis, man.
What did you think of the Rob Zombie one?
Out.
I mean, it was I mean, it's Halloween. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna enjoy Halloween regardless, except for the last one. The last one was like one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Like Halloween Ends.
You know what sucks about that, EM? And I'm sorry to go on a tangent about this real quick. The last three, the first one that they introduced her at Jamie Lee Curtis is the older grandma and everything. That one was good. Halloween Kills was good, right? Yeah. And then they just completely dropped the bomb, bro. They dropped the bomb.
Wasn't it terrible? I thought I was tripping. That was like, I was so hyped for that movie. You don't understand. We do it real big. Halloween is like, bro, we love, I grew up on Halloween. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I'm a huge Halloween fan. And we watched that.
It wasn't even no, not at all.
That shit was trash, bro. It's like one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I've watched a bunch of scary movies. My favorite
it was
genre,
so bad, bro.
But I have to watch,
Crypto, it was so bad. It looked like someone took their cell phone, right? Took a bunch of clips from old movies, patched it together, tried to make one movie out of it.
That's my God, it was terrible,
Blair
bro.
Witch Project, Ali. That's terrible. Blair Witch territory.
Oh my God, it was bad.
I will say though,
that is, Ali.
With every other Halloween movie, with the exception of that one, I mean, I'm a fan of. Like, that's the only bad Halloween movie I've ever seen.
What about Halloween 3? What about Halloween 3?
Hey, I liked Halloween 3, bro. They didn't have Michael Myers in it, but it was a good, a good little transition.
One of them always do that though, where they won't have the main character in. Like one of the Jason one in it, his mother came back and did all the killing.
John Carpenter, the guy who produced the original, right? His whole idea was each sequel to Halloween was supposed to be a complete different story. It wasn't supposed to be Michael Myers, but people loved the character Michael Myers so bad that they had to bring him back. In fact, that's the reason John Carpenter actually left originally, because he couldn't agree with the people that were trying to fund the movie and everything. For
Yeah, I
the
mean, Michael Myers is an icon, bro. It's like, how do you have Friday the 13th without Jason? How do you have Nightmare on Elm Street without Freddy? You know what I mean? So,
Right. They
I mean,
always try to do that. Freddy. Now they almost did that in the final one when he was in that freaking thing with the kid. Remember? With the he was trying to tell his story. Then the actual actor came out, Robert Englund, and then Freddy. They kind of like mixed it up.
Speaking of,
they tried to do it. They tried to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, since you're a big Halloween fan, EM, I don't know if you heard, but Miramax has got a deal with one of these networks like FX or somebody like that. They're working on putting out a Halloween series.
now that I won't watch.
You won't watch it?
No, I won't watch that, bro.
Well,
That'll be
what they're saying.
I like it in movie form.
That dilutes the whole Halloween mystique, and to me,
what it's supposed to be, the series is supposed to be all new characters, but it's stuff that's going on during the movies. So Michael Myers is in the background, and you hear about him and all that kind of stuff, and he's kind of loosely related to what's going on. So I don't know. It sounds interesting. But I'm always down for a new Halloween movie or something that has to do with Halloween. So I like it. I don't know.
Now that I will not watch. I'm like, okay. I haven't heard. I heard they're coming out with a
like that.
I heard they're coming out with a Friday the 13th. I think it's called Crystal Lake or something like that. And I won't be watching. I won't be watching that either. So I'm not a big fan of like going from the movie theaters to a TV series. I'm just not big on that.
It's very rare that shit works. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
it's rare.
It's rare that it
now, if you go from a TV series to the movies, that's different. But going from a movie, and especially an established movie, iconic title like Halloween, and you trying to make that into a TV, nah, bro, like that.
Yeah.
That you know that I won't be watching that
because I'm a big Friday the 13th fan. It's kind of like if they did a series on freaking Chucky. You know,
see,
but
what
that Chucky remake was terrible too. I don't know if y'all saw that one. That shit was like that rivals how bad Halloween was. Like I toggle back and forth between which one is the worst. Either Chucky, and I'm a big Child's Play fan too. So I was excited when they announced that they were going to remake that one, right? So when I saw that one, that shit was terrible too, bro. I don't know which one was worse. That one or Halloween
after Seed, or which one? You talking about the one that he was in he killed the girl in the elevator? He came up the elevator.
What is that?
Elevator.
No. They remade the original Chucky movie.
Oh,
is
the
what
original
they did.
from the first one with Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Charles Lee Ray. Yeah, Child's Play.
Charles Lee Ray. Okay.
Yeah. They remade that. Don't waste your time, bro.
It's like having a Freddy Krueger movie.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
No, don't waste your time, Crypto. The shit is
like the Freddy Krueger movie that didn't have the original actor in it, to be honest, because the original actor as Freddy is the best, to be honest. But this new guy that they had, I don't think he did him justice, to be honest. But that's just me.
Yeah, that is nah, bro. Like, yeah, I'm disappointed to hear that they trying to make a Halloween series. Nah, bro. They need to that I won't be that's not something I'm interested in, but we'll see. You know, I'm sure y'all will check it out and y'all let me know how it is, but I just can't get into that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah,
I hear you.
I tell you though, like that Halloween mask, bro. I've told a few people privately, but so this happened probably like maybe 2009, this is right before the pandemic hit. No, it was right after. So it was in our old neighborhood. Man, I was out in the garage, bro, like, 2:30 in the morning, 1:30, 2:30 in the morning, something like that. And was up late and man, seen this kid walk in the neighborhood with a motherfucking Halloween Michael Myers. It wasn't even Halloween, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he walked right. he walked
Damn.
right in the driveway, and he was trying to cut across my grass. I guess he didn't see me in the in the garage or whatever. And so I just thought, again, I didn't know what his intentions were. Like, he was just walking in the drive. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I was like, hey man, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, bro, what you walking around with a Halloween mask on? It's not even Halloween. He was like, oh, you just going around pranking people. I said, bro, you gonna get hurt doing that. Stop. I said, bro, come on, man, don't do that.
You don't
He got spooked out. He spooked you out.
Hey, and I don't need to let you. I mean, and I have my best friend right next to me too. And hey, my best friend, he
spooked out.
when you spook him out, bad things tend to happen to that individual. You know what I mean? So
you don't want to prank people in an open carry state, bro.
Yeah. I was like, bro, but he was a kid, man. He was just out there, him and his butt, like later on, like maybe 30 minutes later, I saw him riding bikes and shit in the neighborhood. And but yeah, bro, I was like, bro, you will get hurt doing that shit.
It's funny you said that. I thought about doing that with a Jason mask one day.
Nah, bro, don't
carry my machete around, because I got an actual full blade 25-inch machete for my yard work and stuff. But I got one of them. I was like, I should get my Jason mask and just walk around the neighborhood.
Okay, all right. Well, you going to do that? You going to do that? Crypto, go on and do that.
And
hey man, you grown. So
there's an old saying in the South. Fuck around and get your picture on a shirt. I already got your picture, Crypto. So.
Yeah, no. What we say down here in Texas, no, you gonna get put on get your ass put on the 6 o'clock news. That's what we say in Texas. That's what we say. So
over here we say you're gonna get your picture on a t-shirt.
I'm doing the neighborhood watchy. I'm just going around.
Get your ass put on the 6 o'clock news.
Yeah, because I don't know if they do that in Texas, but in Miami, that's a big thing. Is in memory of such and such. When somebody dies, they usually get a T-shirt in memory of such and such. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, we used to do that back in the day. Yeah, we used to have T-shirts and stuff passing. Yeah.
Walk around at 2 o'clock in the morning with a goddamn Michael Myers mask on. You lost your guy. Where's your mom? Where's your daddy at, bro? You need, bro. And he was a kid. They just pranking. Doing kid stuff. And I'm like, look, man. Listen, this day and time, man. That's not the safest thing. I said, bro, you need to be careful.
Yeah, somebody might like shit. They might have been watching one of those movies. You might be like, God damn, I just got to watching this movie and somebody's at Michael Myers is really out there.
One of my favorite pages to watch on Instagram is these dudes when they try to do stupid pranks and they get their asses kicked. I'm like, yes.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, people, man, hey, bro, you can't be playing with people nowadays. You know what I mean? Hey, you just never know. You out there playing and people don't know your intentions, bro. It's, everybody got to be aware and they got to have their guards up because you just never know in this day and time, man. We see it on the internet every day. A video going up, somebody getting something bad happened to them, beat up, shot, whatever. Like you just can't play with. I never understood them dudes going around this, especially in this day and time. Pranking people like that, bro. Like, come on, man. You just can't do that. That's not the safest thing, the smartest thing to do in this day and time, man. It's like them kids. You see that? I don't know where that was. Where those 3 kids was ringing folks' doorbells, and that dude shot through his door. He thought they opened his door. And his screen door or something, or his glass door or something, like he had a glass door outside, a glass door in it, in the front of his, he had a glass door on his, on his front door. And so these kids they said they were just playing and they was going door to door. They was doing TikTok stuff, going door to door. I think it was late at night. And what they went and opened his man's door, and he said he thought somebody was trying to come up in his house, and he shot through the door. He killed one of the kids, and the other 2 ran off. And it was a terrible situation, man. So Look, man, you just got to be.
Died, by the way. I think the guy that you're talking about, is it the Missouri guy who did it? That killed the black teenager after the teen mistakenly rang the doorbell. That guy.
What's that? Ali.
So the guy who shot the teen you're talking about. If it's the same story, he died because he was like 86 or something. He just recently died.
No, this was a younger dude. This is a young. He probably was in his 40s.
As an 86-year-old white man, right, shot a black teenager after the teenager mistakenly rang the doorbell while waiting. While he was waiting his sentence for doing that, he died. So
no, this was a black dude that shot a white kid. It was 3 white kids that were doing TikTok stuff, and they opened his glass door.
Oh, you're talking about when they was live streaming?
Well,
yeah, they were doing TikTok stuff.
What about that TikToker who was bothering people in the mall, and the dude shot him in the stomach, and they didn't charge that guy because he said it was self-defense?
Hey, speaking of self-defense,
somebody died on live streaming.
Quick question for you guys. Speaking of self-defense, do you think AB had the right to do what he did?
No. Well, defending himself, if somebody was trying to,
must be it's like 100 people were fighting him for his chains, bro.
Well, here's the thing. He defended himself, and he got himself out of harm's way. So at that point, his life is no longer in danger. He could have when he broke away from the crowd in the scrum or whatever you want to call it. He could have immediately. I mean, he was no longer in danger. So, but he took upon himself at that point. Now, if he would have pulled his gun out whenever they ran up on him or whatever, that's totally different because your life could be in imminent danger, right?
Yeah.
But no, that's not how that situation unfolded. I said, oh, he going to jail. Yeah, he going to jail for a long time. Not only did you pull out a firearm, and I'm sure he's probably not legally. Well, he might be. I don't know. I'm not going to make that assumption. But if he's not legally authorized to carry a firearm, not only did you brought the firearm out, right? But you discharged it too. You shot I think he let off like 2 shots. I think. Oh, he going to jail. He going to get some time behind that, bro. Bro. At that point, you break away from the whole ruckus and everything. Your life is no longer in danger. You could have easily just ran away, ran and tried to get help or whatever. No, you didn't do that. What you did was you pulled the firearm out after the fact. After the fight was over, your life was clearly not in danger. Oh no, he's going to jail.
That's what I was inquiring because there's the one video where you see
almost become first degree, right? At that point, if you're doing it, they can argue premeditated now. At that point, it could elevate first degree.
If you watch the videos, because there's like 101 videos that you can watch now of this, right? He's in a huge fight with everybody. There's the one scene where the guy that's trying to pull him off gets flung to the ground, and AB kicks him, and then he runs away, right? And then you see another video where he's running after that's all done.
That's what I'm saying. He's looking to engage at that point. Yeah, he's looking. He's bringing it. He has his firearm out, and he's running towards whoever he's seeing. He has somebody in mind. He has somebody in his crosshairs, and he's trying to seek out that person with a firearm. And on top of that, you let off two shots. You shoot at him. Oh no, bro, you going to jail.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy watching all the videos last night. So that's why I was curious what you guys thought. So.
I don't know why would he wait after the fact. Well, how come he didn't pull it out right when it was in his face? That's what I would have done immediately. If I'm looking and 10 people are trying to snatch my chain or trying to jump me or something. Bro, I'm pulling that thing out. And I am letting it go. You hear me? And we'll sort everything out afterwards. But no, at that point, my life is in danger. I'm feeling extremely threatened. No, I'm going to protect myself at all costs, period. So
See,
and I would have been, you'd have been legally justified.
I gotcha. See, I think he didn't have it on him, and he went and got it. Because if you go watch the videos, it looks like he runs somewhere and then runs back. So it's almost like he went and retrieved it and went after like the guy you said. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what his
you
always have.
You remember the movie White Man Can't Jump? And when he found out he got hustled, he's like, "I'm gonna come back with my gun."
Oh hell yeah! He said, yeah. He said, yeah. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go get my other gun, kill everybody's ass. yeah. But yeah, my friend Springfield, he never leaves my side. I don't give a fuck whether I'm going to right up the street to a gas station, I'm in church. My friend, his name is Springfield, and he never leaves my side. You know what I mean? So
I think your friend Springfield is friends with my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Damn.
Very good. He's got other family members, Springfield. Yeah, he's quite popular. He's got a big family, They come in all sizes. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, man. And
Springfield.
Your buddy has relatives in Florida that's going to be tax free starting next Monday.
Oh yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
That's interesting that they made those tax free. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So,
hey man, listen.
For one day. That's all.
Huh?
You said that a 1 day tax.
No, it's
tax
from
thing?
it's from Memorial Day to 4th of July.
Okay, to the 4th. Okay, so
it's like a whole month long.
Summer, a month long, man. Yeah.
That whole AB situation. I don't even know how it even started, bro. But that's disappointing to see on camera like that. I mean, those, bro. Like, what the fuck are y'all fighting about? I mean, y'all are all millionaires, and man, what the fuck is what's the problem? You know what I mean?
I don't think they were actually like millionaires or whatever, because like he was hanging out with the whole event was a boxing event with Aiden Ross, right? And I don't think those people were like a bunch of millionaires or whatever. I think they were just some massive crowd that was there. But according to what I'm seeing in the chat and what I read, they did arrest him, but they let him go that day or that night. So I don't know.
Well, if that was a normal, average, everyday person like myself, and that was caught on me, if I did the exact same thing and it was caught on camera, I'd probably I'd be in jail with a damn probably $500,000 bond, $1 million bond, or some shit like that.
No, supposedly he shot in the air. He didn't actually shoot anybody, from what I understand.
By the way, that reminds me, there's a lady in Florida. So her ex-husband came, right, to beat her ass. So she fired a warning shot in the air, and she got arrested for that, because in Florida, if you discharge your weapon, it's for intent to use it, not to shoot in the air.
That's a stupid law.
It is.
You fired a warning shot.
They try to throw the book at her, but there was so much outrage that they you know what I mean? They lessened the charge.
Yeah, that almost sounds like they're encouraging you to shoot somebody.
Y'all hearing Ali, Shake, Crypto, y'all hearing any dolphin related chatter here lately? Anything y'all might want to disclose? Anything of significance y'all hearing behind the scenes?
No, except that
no.
Tool has a noodle arm. That's pretty much it.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we've been hearing that crap for the last 4 years.
That's
so.
some good chatter. That's some chatter that's been going on, lady. Actually, it originated from Pete's channel, from Pete's Takes. I don't know if you heard of him.
Who?
From Pete's Takes. It originated from Pete's.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
It's pretty big in the community,
never heard of him.
He's been issuing those orders to make sure that we get on code when it comes to knowing that Tua has a noodle arm. So He wanted
I
us
thought you put
to
in an
I tell
announce
you
it based
though,
on today.
application for Pete's Steaks.
what's that?
Didn't you put in an application
Where is that?
on Pete's Steaks?
I don't know who Pete Stakes is. I don't know who that is, bro.
All I know is during a Twitter space during the Twitter space Crypto
Who,
got
me?
fired.
Who, me?
No, Crypto got fired.
I don't know what it is.
I will say this though, you know, that Jalen Ramsey stuff, man, is man, I tell you, bro, like
Hey, by the way, did you hear what he was? They did an interview with him, right?
Oh yeah.
with Jalen Ramsey?
When he was in college, what he would do is whatever team he was playing, or whatever wide receiver he was going up against, he would look them up on Instagram and find out who their girlfriend is and slide in their DMs.
Well, hey man, I don't know what to say about that, but it's gonna be an interesting couple weeks leading up to June 1st. I just had this funny feeling.
I got a feeling.
I have a question real quick. So everybody gets signed to the NFLPA, right? Like everybody has like an association to that, right? In the NFL?
Not everybody. Whatchamacallit?
Well, the reason I'm asking is because like they had the NFLPA rookie presentation or whatever, and everybody got to see their jerseys. And the only Dolphin we had was Quinn Ewers. Kenny G wasn't there. Like, how come everybody else's first round pick was there, but ours wasn't? That was kind of interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm curious. Like, how did they pick who's there? You know?
Yeah, because I remember. I know whatchamacallit wasn't part of that. Wasn't part of that. Bill Belichick. That's why when you play on Madden, you can never use. That's why you never seen Bill Belichick on Madden. Because he wasn't part of.
Oh, because he didn't sign the deal with them yet. Is that kind of basically what it is? Okay.
I don't know what that's about, Ali. I thought damn.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead, sir. I apologize.
Quinn Ewers was the only one that you saw at the event. Damn, that's crazy.
All the pictures that you see being pointed out in video, it's Quinn Ewers, but I don't see Kenny G. You don't see the guard we picked up or anybody else. It's just Quinn Ewers. They even have this group picture with everybody, right? Travis Hunter is there, Shadur's there, other first round draft picks were there. You know what I mean? And you don't see Quinn Ewers at all. I'm sorry, you see Quinn Ewers, but you don't see Kenny G or anybody. But I'm wondering if maybe because it was, I believe it was sponsored by Fanatics. Is it possible that they haven't signed the deal that allows people to buy their jersey? Because I know like Marvin Harrison didn't sign his deal until recently. So now you can actually buy Marvin Harrison Jr.'s jersey now, where before you couldn't. So maybe it has something to do with that, maybe?
Man, I have no idea. But I will say, as far as Jonah Savaianaya, I don't think he's signed his contract yet.
No, he didn't. Yeah.
He still hadn't signed his contract yet, so I can kind of understand why he wouldn't be there, maybe. But the rest of them, man, that's strange. I don't know. I have no idea what that's about.
I was gonna say Kenny G signed like day one. So.
Yeah,
but I don't know why he's not there.
I have no idea what that's about.
Yeah, because I remember he put in a group text that he's the only one who didn't sign for the Dolphins.
Yeah, the guard was. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. So thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, he's trying to get that guaranteed money. He's trying to get his contract guaranteed. So I'm assuming.
The other stuff that I heard, but everybody heard it because Adam, what's his name? Schefter put it out there. That there's a lot more teams actually interested in Ramsey than what we think. And it's just a matter waiting.
There's a lot of chatter. There's a lot. What's? I mean, we pretty much could figure that part of it out. It's just who is what is intriguing to me. It's what teams that have the most interest that appears to be showing the most interest. You know, we heard the Rams. We've heard what other team that's been reported publicly? The Rams. Who else?
Baltimore.
Was that reported?
I don't know if it was reported, but that everyone says that that's one of the locations that we're considering it. I don't know if that's actually officially been reported, but
it's funny you bring up Baltimore with them being in the AFC North. I mean, you know, it's another AFC North team that is really intriguing to me. That I recently heard that there's chatter. So they've been, you know, they've been heavily involved in this Ramsey conversation. So, but yeah.
What team was that? The Steelers?
The Browns.
No.
Who?
The Browns.
Ravens or the Browns are trying to get him.
Who? Ali?
I said the Browns.
Who?
No.
We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out.
If that ends up being a thing, EM though, isn't it crazy to actually sit back and think about it? Every time we have a player and we're going to trade them, they end up going to the Browns. Think about it. We sent Devon Best there. Then we sent Jarvis Landry there. Now we're going to end up sending Ramsey there. It's like they're like our trade partners when we're trying to move somebody quick. It's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm all for it, especially, I mean, I heard kind of what a potential package could be. If that is accurate information, again, I don't play the reporter game or whatnot, but I have heard that possibly they could be, they could be really interested in Ramsey, and I'm all for that, but it's what we would get in return is what is encouraging to me. So it's an intriguing package. If this move is to be made, if what I'm hearing is accurate, turns out to be accurate, it comes to fruition, the Dolphins will be right back where they need to be.
Then I think it sounds very intriguing. Then I'll go with it then, because if you're saying it, then I like where you're going.
I have my fingers crossed if that turns out to be accurate. I have my finger. I will. Let me say this: there won't be any sleepless nights leading up to the season. It won't, leading up, for the rest of the off season and leading up to the season. There will be no more sleepless nights.
That sounds
I'll
good.
leave that there. So, but we'll see how it shakes out, man. I mean, before we know it, June 1st will be here. So, I think the Dolphins are, that third round pick they picked up from Houston, though. That was that move by Chris Greer. I mean, it went kind of overlooked for the most part, but I think he was very intentional in making that move for a reason.
Hey, listen, that's one when crypto first came out. When that first happened, I think that was one of crypto's favorite moves from the draft. He said,
He did say that. Crypto was thinking more so. He was just doing it just stock buy pick for next year. I don't necessarily believe that.
So you're saying that he's actually playing chess while we're here playing checkers?
Absolutely.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that was my overall favorite move of the whole draft.
But we'll see. We'll see. We all know how the NFL is. We all hear, you can hear one thing one day and boom, the whole thing could be flipped the next. So,
yeah.
But I do have my fingers crossed with a potential package that I'm hearing a lot of chatter surrounding Jalen Ramsey going to an AFC North team. So we'll see how it shakes out, man.
Well, John Harbaugh,
because at the end of the day, listen,
safeties.
This is how I look at it.
Quarterbacks.
This is how I look at it. Look, the more contract we have to eat, the higher the draft pick is. The more you have to eat, the less the draft pick compensation is. That's how I look at it. If we got to eat a lot of the money, then I want a higher draft pick. But if you got to eat the higher money, then I don't expect a high draft pick. You know what I mean?
Well, what if you get a player in return? You might it might be a situation where they're not just they're just not targeting. They don't they might not want just draft compensation in return. It might be it might be a player coming back in the trade. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. We might get Shedeur Sanders
because they need in a situation in a year that they have to win. The Dolphins need players, bro. They need players. They don't necessarily need draft picks. They need players because they're trying to win. They have to win this year. Mike McDaniel has to win this year. So you trying to make the postseason. If they don't get back to the postseason, it's going to be a massive letdown. And who knows? Stephen Ross might be so frustrated he might pull the plug. I mean, if I'm Mike McDaniel, I'm Chris Greer. I'm not trying to risk that. And if you got a level of if you're uncomfortable with that cornerback room presently constructed, no, bro. I need a player, and then you're getting and on top of that, you're getting rid of your best, secondary player. No, I need a player in return. I need something in return, something more reliable in return, other than Storm Duck, other than Cam Smith, other than Cater Cole, who playing on the boundary, other than Ethan Bonner, other than a fifth round pick and Jason Marshall Jr. Now I need some, at least going into training camp. Now, once they get to training camp or you get further into the offseason and they might start popping and you're like, well, oh shit, we didn't see that coming. That it's a possibility. But as of right now, as we're having this conversation, no, bro, there's I need something a little more reliable in return. And I think that's the strategy of Chris Greer. I think that's his strategy. And I think moving forward with this Ramsey situation, we get closer to June 1st, that ultimately will be once the announcement is made and the trade is, the trade actually happens, that whole picture will be cleared up pretty quickly. And we'll have a better assessment on what the strategy was. That Chris Greer that led up to the trade. So
let me ask you this real quick. So this potential possible trade that you're referencing, is Ramsey part of this possible package?
See, that's the thing with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, hypothetically speaking, okay, if it's Cleveland, just a hypothetical. I don't want the chat to go crazy. I don't want to get a wrong impression here. This is a hypothetical scenario. If Cleveland is heavily involved in the conversation for Ramsey, I don't think he wants to go there. Ramsey wants to win. He's trying he's trying to enhance his legacy. He's trying to punch his ticket to Canton, right? You're not winning in Cleveland. You're not winning in Cleveland. That's not the destination to win.
He don't need. He is the part of his career. He don't need to win.
This is where, and I know you may not want to go here.
He doesn't have to win no more.
So this is where I don't think you want the conversation to go because you don't want to elaborate too specifically. Okay, and I completely respect you for that. Okay. But I think there's a possibility that we don't trade Ramsey and he ends up finishing his contract here. I think there's a possibility for that. And the reason there can be if the team shows him that they're still in it to win it. You get what I'm saying? Like if they show they're going to still be competitive, I think there's a scenario where that happens. And I think the whole respect of what he wanted and, they both agreed that they're going to go their separate ways is because I truly think that they didn't really know how the draft was going to shake out and how it shaked out. I'm not going to lie. Our team's gotten better in certain areas. And now it's just a matter of like one or two areas that we still need some personnel, to be honest. That's just my
You know, I would hope that that would ultimately be the scenario, Ali. I mean, because I would love to keep Rams. I would love for that situation to come to fruition, but unfortunately, Ramsey just don't want to leave based off a lack of faith in the vision of the team in 2025. Something specifically happened that
I see what you're
drew a
saying.
wedge between him and Mike McDaniel. There was something specific and allegedly, and I don't think there's no coming back from that. So
I
it's
hear
I think that bridge has been burnt and burned down, and you know
Well,
it's
I'm
what.
just looking at possibilities at that team that you were mentioning, and having one or the other guy, and having Ramsey on the other side does sound really awesome, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would love for them to keep Ramsey and still be aggressive and go out and trade for another player. I would love that. I mean, that would complete this defense, bro. Like this, I'm high on the D line, the front seven as a whole. I'm extremely high on them, and potentially this could be one of the better front sevens we've seen in quite some time. But it's unfortunate that something it could potentially have gotten personal between him and Mike McDaniel. There's clearly something, but when you look at Mike McDaniel, when they asked about rent, you clearly see it all over his face. Something happened. There was something specific that happened between the two, and there's just no coming back from it, apparently. And it's unfortunate. I'm disappointed to hear that. But at the end of the day, bro, I don't think there's Ramsey he's a dead man walking. He's on borrowed time as a Miami Dolphin. And I look for June 1st to come. Ramsey will be on another team. He won't be in Miami too much longer.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
Unfortunately. So, but
I think the
wishful thinking
ship
on
has
my
sailed
end.
with him.
what's that, Ali?
I think I just had some wishful thinking.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I would love for them to, sit down and really work, kind of work through whatever it is, the issues that they're having. I would love for that to happen,
Yeah.
But hey, man, Ramsey is prideful. Mike McDaniel was prideful, and you can imagine the size of their egos. And that's when a player feels like they've been slighted in some way, especially publicly, in front of other, in front of his peers, and he might feel it was unjust, and you got the other guy, the other participant in McDaniel potentially that, he's not, he's not backing down in any way, and so it is what it is.
I have a theory. One of the reasons why he's mad because he got called out is because, again, I'm not trying to shit onto it because I'm neutral with him, but he sees in practices that he doesn't get that same energy. Like, damn, you calling me out, but God forbid somebody called the quarterback out. We you know what I'm saying? He don't get that same treatment that I get. He goes, if I think if he was spreading that same energy across everybody, including him, then I don't think he would have a problem with that. I think it's the fact that he's picking and choosing who he's calling out.
I mean, that could be a possibility. I just look at it, that the quarterback, and it's not, there's no right or wrong to it, but the quarterback just gets, everybody gets treated fairly. I remember Jimmy Johnson said, when I'm a coach for a football team, I treat everybody fairly, but I don't treat everybody the same. And the quarterback, when you have a productive player at that position, they tend to get a little more grace extended to them than any other position on the team. That's just the NFL. I mean, I'm not saying I condone it or whatever. That's just the reality.
Not most NFL. Tom Brady used to, there's a bunch of quarterbacks that were productive, but they got called out. Big Ben got called out by Mike Tomlin, and there's a lot of players, a lot of quarterbacks. I guess it's just depending on the franchise.
Yeah, and then on top of that, who I mean, but I don't know. So, I'm with Ali. I just wish at the end of the day, they could kind of work through this, but there's a lot at stake this year, man, for a lot of for a lot of coaches, a lot of players. It's a lot at stake this year, so, they have to have a productive season and ultimately get back to the postseason. Because if they don't, man, as we all know, things can spiral out of control really quick. And all of a sudden, somebody getting fired, and then boom, here we go again. We got to hit the reset button yet again. So it's a lot at stake, man. A lot at stake. So, but I think ultimately, man, they'll figure it out. We'll see, come June 1st, and we'll see if they can, a player can kind of, the Dolphins can kind of zero in, kind of hone in on a player and acquire a player. Maybe not the status of Ramsey, but if they can get a top 10 guy, I mean, that'd be icing on the cake. But if they can get some stability there, I think this defense is going to be poised to do some special things this year. And it's just a matter of, can they all put it all together, right? And number one, the biggest issue is health, bro. They got to figure that situation out. Health has been the Achilles heel of this team under the Mike McDaniel era on all levels. And we've been decimated by injuries. So if they can, and I told y'all, Shake, you live down there in Miami, Tone, all y'all people that live down there, bro, y'all need to be going down there to Hard Rock Stadium and set them traps for that black cat that's been running around Hard Rock Stadium, bro. I've been told y'all that. So, because we have been absolutely, it's got to be something going on, a black cat running around there or something, because how do you explain, we've been absolutely decimated by injuries under, the last 3 years.
I thought you were talking about crypto, but yeah, I know what you mean.
So, but hopefully they figure it out, man. Hopefully, because like I said, it's a lot on the line this year.
Or fire the entire health and conditioning department and hire new people. That's the only two things I can tell you. It's either some type of superstitious thing with black cats, or maybe they got ladders all over the place and everybody's walking through them or something.
No, listen.
Yeah, Ali, you live down there too, right? Yeah, you live down. You live in Miami, right?
Hours away, but I don't mind making the trip if I need to.
All I know is they need to get the hell out of Hard Rock, give it to the Marlins, and go back to the Orange Bowl, because, again, I'm not a Canes fan. Everybody knows that. But the Canes and the Dolphins were at their most successful in the Orange Bowl. They need to go back to the damn Orange Bowl and call it a day.
Man, I don't know. But I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm encouraged with the offseason they had. Just got to put it all together, bro. It's time. It's been time. So, and don't think I didn't hear that little cute comment you made, Shake, about Giannis not being a Spur. Hey, man, listen, if I were you, I wouldn't be so quick to rush to that judgment just yet.
He's already bought houses in Salt Lake. He's already.
Oh, really, crypto? Oh, okay. All right.
Hey,
he made a purchase. He made a purchase.
I'm sorry.
Crypto,
you said that he already purchased houses. That means he's just there to flip over some houses, make some quick cash, and then bounce out. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, listen, man. Maybe if
he's made that investment already, Ali. Make the investment.
Maybe if Grandpa Popovich was the head coach, he'd probably go there.
No, he if he does come to San Antonio, it wouldn't have been for Greg Popovich. It's for one guy. It's for one reason and one reason only. We all know what that is. Everybody's trying to get to San Antonio.
Hey, somebody said that no one plays for Greg Oden. I was told that. That's what somebody said in the community.
Oh yeah,
hey,
that's cute.
As long as you guys
that's what was told. I'm just a messenger.
That's real cute.
As long as you guys send that other European that you have, Mamu, to the LA Lakers, I'll be happy with it. I'll take it all day. And you guys can have Giannis. I don't care.
Hey, that might be a real possibility because if they if they pull the trigger on a player like Giannis or Kevin Durant, a high ticket, high price player like that, and they don't have cap issues, but they don't have a lot of money under the cap. So, that's going to make, several players, secondary players expendable. And unfortunately, Mamu, he might be one of them, but I will say this though, him and Wemby are close and obviously Victor Wembanyama has a lot of say so in San Antonio. So I don't know. He might go to the front office and say, no, look, that's my guy. I believe in his skill set. He's productive when given an opportunity. We need to hang on to him, and we have
good chemistry too because that's
very good chemistry. So, who knows? But he's a free agent, and if he gets offered,
3 or 5 knows it. Giannis to Miami, EM.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen, I'm intrigued by pairing with the possibility of pairing Giannis with Wemby. But I'm good either way. If they stand pat and select Dylan Harper number 2 overall and continue to build through the draft and let things develop, if they still want to continue to build this thing brick by brick, that's fine. I'm with that as well.
Yeah, pretty much, isn't that how they built the first Spurs dynasty? I think there was
100%.
But for the most part, it was grown together.
Yeah, and they built their core, found their core in the draft, and they over the years they supplemented around that core, and that's how you should. That's basically when teams take that approach. I mean that you can apply that to any sport, because especially in a sport that has a hard salary cap. So I think San Antonio, I'm good either way. Like, only thing I worry about with Giannis is the money part, because the whole trading for De'Aaron Fox, that kind of threw a monkey wrench in the possibility of them acquiring a Giannis, because he's up for an extension, and you can't have. I mean, he's going to get a max contract. Giannis is already on a super max contract, and then you have Wembanyama coming up here in another year or two, and you're not going to be able to have 3 players on. You'll basically be the Boston Celtics. You see them, the situation they're in now. Their situation has ran its course. They have major salary cap issues, so now they got to blow their team up. So I don't want that to be San Antonio 2-3 years from now. They don't have to do that. They can just continue to build and see them getting the number 2 overall pick. That changed the whole blueprint as well, right? I didn't think they would be picking at 2. I thought maybe 8. I was good with, like, if they got up to like 5, I was good at number 5. But bro, Lady Luck was on their shoulders, was on their side, and they got the number 2 overall pick. So they give San Antonio tons of leverage, whether or not they want to trade down. Because I'm hearing a lot of chatter about teams are trying to entice San Antonio to trade the pick. Like Brooklyn potentially could offer just a crazy package to jump up from 8 to number 2. But if the price is right, I'm good either scenario, because San Antonio, regardless, they'll be in a postseason next year based off what they've done to this point. Drafting, developing. They've got a young core. They've got enough talent to get to the postseason, in my opinion, if health permits. But I'm good either way. But I just worry about the money side, the money issue with Giannis. That's the biggest issue with me now. I'm very intrigued with him, the player. But, man, I just don't want San Antonio to be in the same situation Boston is in 2-3 years down the road when they don't have to do that, because they control the next 3 drafts. From a pick perspective, San Antonio legitimately, for the next 3 drafts, they could be picking in this exact same scenario where they're picking in the top 5 yet again. But yet they'll be because they have the Atlanta Hawks' draft picks. They could be legitimately a playoff team that will be picking at the top of the draft in either draft the next 2 years. So they're in a good spot, man. You don't have to rush it and go mortgage a lot what you have from the future to go sign Giannis. You don't have to do that. But again, like I said, I'm good either way, whatever direction they decide to go in.
Yeah, because Giannis is still relatively young. I mean, not Giannis. Wemby's still young, so he's the type of guy that if you could do the long game, and like the first Spurs dynasty, you know what I'm saying, and sustain long success that way. You know what I mean?
And it's not just Wembanyama. I mean, man, Steph Castle, look at the upside. I mean, the rookie of the year, back-to-back rookies of the year. He has tremendous upside. You trade and gave up, you made the trade for pennies on a dollar with De'Aaron Fox, and he's just 27 years old. You look at all the talent that you've built to this point: Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Mamu, Skittles Veely. Your boy Ali. I mean, look at all, bro. San Antonio, they have a lot of talent. They've done a very good job of drafting and developing. They just needed to get that number one dominant guy, and they got him in Wembanyama. So
And
now it's just
Popovich,
properly supporting him and building a team around him the right way.
and the guy who built that team is still in the front office. Hey, by the way, you know who Tyler Bruto is? Remember him?
Oh yeah.
I just found out today, dog. He passed away on May 9th, bro.
Oh
Todd
shit!
did? Oh man, really?
Yeah.
How?
Jeez.
He according to his mom on Facebook, he passed away in his sleep.
Damn, dude.
Oh man, I am sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, me too, man. I figured it's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, Todd was he was a day oneer. At least
Yeah.
with me and Reason on Finside the NFL. Wow, I am sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry.
He was on Larry L too. Remember when Larry L too? Remember?
Yeah, man. Wow.
All the shows.
Wow.
Every
He was born in 74, so he was about to turn 51 this year.
Didn't his like his wife and kid move to like
his girlfriend
or whatever moved to
Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when he was making that move, and I remember he had hit some. I remember when he had made that move, man, and wow, I am sorry to hear that, bro.
That is sad. I'm really sorry.
I'm surprised, Ali. I put it in the group message.
Yeah, I saw something about it, but I didn't actually read too much. I didn't actually read what you had put. So I'm sorry, man. It's been a busy day.
Yeah.
Man, that is I'm very sorry to hear that. Yeah, he was a day oneer on when me and Reason started Finside NFL. He was one of the day one guys, bro. Always was supportive and just a good dude, just a good guy.
He supported all the content creators.
Yeah, he did. He did. But I noticed because I think I'm trying to think the last time that I've seen him on the internet on a panel. It might have been on the tailgate. It might have been on the tailgate.
Or like,
well, he goes on. He also goes on. He used to go on Bleezy's. I think Bleezy was the last time I seen him on a panel.
Man, that's.
I want to say he came on Pete's channel one time before.
Todd Labruto. He was the. I sent you a DM on Raphael.
Hey, I don't mean to change the subject real quick, but I was gonna show EM that NFLPA event I was telling you about. That's who all went, and you got Travis Hunter in the back, you got Shador, you got Genty up here in the front. So it's not like it's all like non-first rounders.
Yeah,
but the only person there is Quinn Ewers. That's it. So that's why I thought it was crazy.
I don't.
He is there. He's not there.
And you would think something like that would be mandatory for the rookies, or you would think. Well, maybe not mandatory, but
you said Quinn Ewers
I don't know.
Not there.
Yeah.
Wait a
I don't
minute,
know.
Ali, you say he wasn't there?
Quinn Ewers is the only Miami Dolphin that was at the event.
Oh, that was there. Okay.
Yeah, this is like a special event where the NFLPA and Fanatics and everybody present their jersey to them and everything. And Quinn Ewers is the only one. I'm curious, like, is it by invite only, or like, I'm just curious. I don't understand how
Is he the only one gonna
Quinn
make
Ewers
the
was the
team?
only one.
Nah,
I
I
thought
can't
Kenny G would be the big guy. You know, he'd be the big guy
be the
that you
main
would
one.
bring
Yeah.
in. You know, that's just me. You know.
Yeah, or the linemen, all of them.
Yeah.
Kenny G.
Yeah, man.
Maybe he's
I
out.
mean,
Maybe he's playing the saxophone. He's out playing the saxophone.
I don't know.
I don't know what to say about that.
That's interesting.
He's gonna be the captain for that.
According to Finn's New Jersey, they sent yours because his practice reps are least important. I have no idea.
Damn.
No.
Damn.
Damn.
Hey, listen.
Damn, that's brutal.
I can't wait till training camp. I mean, really, the OTA when we get further into the off season to start hearing. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, I know Tua is QB1, and he's pretty much solidified at this point as as a starter. But I'm anxious to see what Mike McDaniel and Darrell Bevell and this offensive coaching staff can do with talents like, Zach Wilson as well as Quinn Ewers. I'm anxious to see how they develop them and if they can extract anything, from what we see, anything additional from what we've seen him being at the Jets and it'd be interesting to see if they can develop them two players, because both of them are young, both of them are talented, and they've got Zach Wilson is as talented a thrower of the football as you can find in the league, and I'll be paying very close attention to that quarterback room as well, because man, if you can, again, and I'm not trying to create any controversies surrounding Tua, but at the end of the day, if they can get, better decision making, they can get better, just a more structured player in Zach Wilson, if they can just, kind of get that out of him or coach that in him, they could have something there. And I saw Mike McDaniel go back to the interview about a month ago. It was at the combine. And they asked him about, I forget who was interviewing him, and he brought up they asked him specifically about Zach Wilson. And he said first thing came out of his mouth was phenomenal talent. And I've said this a lot, over the years publicly. Coaches don't give a fuck about what you did in previous stop. They look at the talent. They look at the traits, because when they acquire a player either by the draft or from bringing a player in from another team, they're looking at traits and they're focused on their vision for that player, not what you did at the Denver Broncos or the New York Jets or whatever team you played for previously, because they're going to rebuild that player according to what their vision is in their offense for that player. And so that's why, again, they look foundationally what type of traits players have, because that's the focus of any coach for the most part. So to see them get their hands on him, and if they can, again, I'm not trying to start, create controversy or anything like that, but you can't deny his talent. You can't deny his talent. And a player that is as talented as he is, that should have any coach foaming at the mouth. Because again, coaches are looking for them traits, things that you necessarily can't coach. They look for traits that look for players that they know. When you see that elite athletic ability, that's what gets coaches' attention. And Zach Wilson has a lot of that, but he's just been underdeveloped. Going from BYU and going to the Jets, but hopefully, Tua will be, he'll be healthy enough to play 17 games. But if he goes down, You're gonna need a consistent, structured player to hopefully that you can bring and he can step up and we can still keep this offense moving and ultimately win games. And it'll be completely different than what we've seen in previous years, to where Tua goes down and the offense just absolutely goes to shit, and we lose games as a result of it. So, but
Yeah,
he's a talented player. I'll be paying really close attention to that quarterback room for sure.
yeah, man. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. We hitting the 3-hour mark. I appreciate you for coming up and giving us some of your time, man.
Oh yeah, man. I'm like, I can't sleep for shit, as you can tell. So it's been drinking fucking drink every time when I drink coffee late, like 6 o'clock. But my wife, she makes phenomenal cup of coffee, and I can't resist, and so it always keeps me up.
Got that 8-hour coffee, huh?
Yeah. So, but yeah, you already know anytime, Shay, anytime.
All right, my brother. Yeah, we'll do a little backstage if you want.
You got to get some Folgers in your cup. You got to get the Folgers.
All right, guys. Hey, next, I said this Sunday we'll do the Memorial Day special.
Sure.
Y'all not burning. Well, we'll talk about that backstage. So,
all right.
But yeah, man. Hey, shout out to the chat, man. It's 2:40 where I'm at, and man, you see people live in the chat and very attentive, and hey, man, shout out to the chat, bro.
And remember to beat that heat. We have some. I call it
water.
Carnivore ice. Carnivore ice. Yes. Remember to.
Oh, I see that, man. Let me get back up in this chat real quick. I see that man G down there. Raphael Courtright. Hey, man, salute to you. Fins, New Jersey, or Fins NJ.
It's 12:40 in Arizona. So.
Oh shit. Yep. Hey, man. Salute to all of y'all. Game Boy 305. I see you, man. Always respect. So yeah. Let's get this backstage popping, Shake. Salute to all of y'all, man. Y'all be safe out there.
Be safe, man.
Yeah.
Peace.